quick recap of session 1, just so everybody is aware, remembers everything that happened. The party found themselves aboard a vessel, the Compass Rose, heading to Stormwreck Isle. The party introduced themselves, some partook in some ale that Bobby found. Jeff drove and left circles the whole time, pacing around the room. Zaylin sang some fun tunes for everybody, and Iramir and Katniss just kind of judged everybody in a corner. Later, a member of the crew, Roscoe, talked with the party and told them the legends of Stormwreck Isle, the legend being about an evil ancient red dragon said to be held captive under said island, whose very energy actually created the island and to this day lures other dragons in as they try and harness that power for themselves. The party also noticed Roscoe had a strange amulet around his neck. They were able to find out that it was an amulet of Orcus, the demon lord of undeath. A short while later, they heard a commotion on the top deck, and when they went to investigate it, they saw a streak of lightning and a stream of fire clash with each other in the clouds. And then, merely seconds later, a giant creature cloaked in shadow came barreling down towards the ship, colliding with the mast and setting forth a series of events that ultimately led to the ship sinking. The party worked together to save the crew members that were trapped in the lower decks of the ship, along with Iramir, who was also down there. Zaylin was able to nimbly steal Roscoe's amulet, and then through a series of coordinated hijinks, the party managed to board the only life vessel aboard the ship that was only capable of holding the 7 of them. And as the party fled the sinking ship, they kind of witnessed the beginnings of a mutiny as the sounds of swords clashing and the captain's flintlock pistol being shot, and just kind of witnessed that chaos as the last act of the Compass Rose's crew. After night on some rough storm waters, the party managed to finally row to the beach of Dragon's Rest, the small cloister and the only settlement on the island. And just for reference, in case anybody doesn't know what a cloister is, it is a small, religious area with like a monastery and just a very small religious settlement. The party was greeted by a dock worker that mistook their rowboat as the Compass Rose, and Bobby signed the ledger as the captain of the ship. And as the party was making their way up the winding stone path to Dragon's Rest, 4 humanoid creatures emerged from the tides. As they got closer, the party realized that these were actually sailors from the sunken Compass Rose, but they were now zombies. A battle ensued, and the party effectively laid these souls back to rest. However, Bobby was unfortunate enough to be bitten by one of the zombies during the fight. A strange, aching wound remains despite being healed by Katniss and Zaylin. And that is where we left off, and we are picking back up at this beach after the zombies are fell. To kind of remind you about what you're kind of staring at in front of you, along this beach you see those stone stairs, and there's this kind of winding stone pathway that kind of touches the edge of this cliff, and there's a very steep decline on this stone pathway, and you see some doors kind of carved into the side of this mountain. You get the sense that things here aren't very glamorous or, very large and decorated. These doors are pretty close together, giving you the sense that the interiors must not be that large in order for the doors to be so close to each other. And you don't even see a lot of movement or activity, at least from your standpoint on the beach. What you do see is at the very top of this pathway that kind of goes up and then loops around maybe about 50 feet up, loops back up another 40 feet, so about 90 feet total at the very top. There is a temple with a statue of a dragon on top of it. And with that being said, you guys are free to do whatever you'd like to do now that you're at the bottom of this stone pathway.
What time is it?
It is roughly 8, maybe 8:30 right now. Probably closer to 8, yeah. Iramir, AM. You guys kind of woke up on this rowboat, kind of like at the very crack of dawn. And then I believe it was Iramir and Bobby rowed the boat, and they hauled ass, and they got to the beach very, very quickly. Actually sooner than the Compass Rose was anticipated to have pulled into that port.
I think, was it me and Bobby?
It might have been. It was 2 strong
It
people.
was
That's
you
all I
and Bobby,
remember.
and then it was me and Bobby.
Yeah.
I am nothing if not loud and strong.
I'm supposed to be strong, but I was rolling nat ones last time, so.
I was hoping to sleep. I kind of blew everything on that last encounter.
Hmm.
Well, I'm hungry.
Okay.
Can we go look for something to eat?
Yeah, you guys are free to move. There's no more combat encounters, so you guys can move wherever you'd like to do. As of right now, there's nobody really on the beach with you. It's just you and some dead zombies right now.
I move away from the zombies.
Ooh, I loot pockets.
Oh.
Ooh,
Even
who's
though-
looting the pockets?
Zaylen, I'd like to go loot some pockets.
All right. You look in the pockets of one of these zombies, and you don't really see anything. Even their scabbards and sheaths where their swords were are empty. Their pockets don't have much in them. You kind of get the sense that since these guys were in the middle of working on the ship when everything went down, they didn't really have time to grab any of their belongings, and the weapons that they had in their hands most likely fell into the ocean floor when that ship finally did sink. So you don't really find anything of value except for some pocket lint and, I don't know, maybe a old Band-Aid or something.
I'd like to take the pocket lint and put it in my belly button.
Ew. Does living
very
in
well.
zombies' pockets make him smell bad?
Yes, he's very stinky now.
There's nothing different about that.
So are we outside of like a little town kind of thing here?
Yeah, you
Little
see
settlement.
Yeah, you see the temple at the top, and then you see a few doors along the way. Again, you don't get the sense it's a very large settlement. You don't see a hustle and bustle at the port or along the stone path either. But there definitely appears to be inhabitants somewhere up the path.
Should we walk towards the doors? Or like walk towards the temple and check the doors as we go by?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we should do that.
Seems
I want to
like a
look
good
for
idea.
a tavern.
Okay. So everybody starts to walk up this pathway, and I'm going to switch maps just so we can get a little bit better scaling of everything.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
So now as you go up from the beach, you get where you're at on the map right now, kind of at the very bottom of these steps. And you guys don't need to move your tokens around unless you want to. You can just kind of walk through this, but just give you a more accurate representation of the scale of this mountain. And as you guys progress forward up this mountain, you see one of those kobolds, which if you remember from last time, the dock worker that you saw was a kobold, which is a tiny lizard person, roughly like 2 to 3 feet tall, reddish scales typically. And you see another one of them that's different from the dock worker, but another kobold nonetheless. And he sees you, and you capture his attention immediately. He kind of cocks his head to the side, his eyes kind of narrow in on you, and he starts walking up to you at a pretty brisk pace.
Is he reaching for anything?
Nope, he just is, give me a perception check, actually.
Fuck. Okay. Where is perception on this stupid thing? Oh, found it. Sorry, my bad.
No, you're all good.
Nice.
That's not too bad. You get the sense that he's not doing anything malicious. It looks more curious than, like a foul intent. And as you're kind of, checking him out, trying to figure out what he plans to do, he kind of closes that distance because he is walking pretty quick. And he just immediately starts rattling off questions. Hi, who are you?
Oh there, we are adventurers.
Oh, adventurers, what are you looking for here?
We heard rumors of treasure on this island.
Oh, what rumors did you hear? What treasures? Where are you from? Where have you been? What's your name?
Why do you want
How'd
to
you
My
get
name
here?
is Bobby. We got here on a small rowboat.
And as he's kind of pestering you with all these questions, and Bobby's kind of like deep, loud voice is kind of starting to echo through up this cliff, you see some of the doors start to open. Some of the people kind of come down from the stairs leading further up, and they all start to notice you as well. You see more kobolds. You probably see around 5 or 6 kobolds total at this time. So far, everybody you've seen has been a kobold. And they all kind of share a similar glance that first kobold gave you, kind of like curiosity, wonder. You get the sense that this is a pretty secluded settlement to begin with. If you guys remember the ship log that you guys had encountered previously with the dock worker, the Compass Rose was the only ship, slated to come through this place. And you get the sense that it's probably not often that people looking like you with armor and weapons and just generally looking like badasses come through here. So they all kind of start to swarm around you. And most of them aren't asking questions as rapidly as the first one. However, they are kind of maybe reaching out and touching some of the cooler bits of your clothes and armor and just kind of staring at you and not really respecting your personal space right now. And that first kobold is still directly in front of Bobby and is just rattling off more questions like, oh, have you been here before? Do you like the weather? Have you ever thought about what Bahamut would to say if he was here right now? Have you ever picked your nose and then put it in your mouth? I do that all the time. Have you ever? And he just keeps going on and on and on and on.
These at all.
Yes.
Oh, ew.
Question: are kobolds common, or am I freaked out
You all
by seeing a
you may-
lizard person?
Yeah, so you may not have seen a kobold, but you're aware of their existence and you're able to identify that, this is a kobold when you first saw it.
Okay.
I wouldn't say they're necessarily common to encounter, but they're common to know about. They're generally regarded as pest and nuisance that either are in like more lower scale parts of a city or generally more commonly found in like a mine or a dungeon of some sort underground.
Okay.
You guys got a tavern anywhere?
Oh no, we don't have any taverns, but we have some ale up at the kitchen. Do you like ale? Do you like kitchens? I love ales and kitchens, but
Ale,
Renara
you
doesn't let
say?
me drink any ales.
I'm
And-
always down for some ale.
At
I'm
this-
looking for food.
At this point, with all the commotion kind of happening, all these kobolds kind of surrounding you, this one just kind of pestering you with questions, you guys all kind of responding and trying to deal with this crowd, you see a human female descending down from the stairs coming from above. She's still quite a bit away, so you guys still have time to interact and get any more answers that you can try to get out of these kobolds if you so choose. The main kobold's going to continue to hammer you with questions.
Is she pretty?
God dang it.
She's an older woman, probably like in her 50s, like mid to
That
late
doesn't answer the
50s.
question.
Oh, I'm getting there. But she looks very elegant. She has kind of like a mature beauty about her, carries herself with a lot of poise, and she's kind of walking down to you, not at a brisk pace, so just very calmly, solemnly walking towards you. And she has this expression on her face of just complete contentment. She's not overly excited. She doesn't look angry. She just seems to be at peace.
What's she wearing?
She's wearing a kind of long, flowy robe, kind of like a light green color. And she has a very beautiful, elegant golden necklace situated around her neck. And the necklace is in the shape of two serpents kind of intertwined. And the serpents kind of go all around her neck and this kind of golden amulet she's wearing.
I'm picturing.
Sarah, what's your name again?
Katniss.
Iramir.
Oh.
Gilmere. Don't let an $18 sundress cost you 18 years.
That's crazy.
You get the feeling
She's too old for
from...
me.
Yeah, I was going to say, you get the feeling from the look of her age that that's probably not a concern at this point, but who knows? So this first kobold still pestering you with questions. Runera's now maybe like 20 feet away. And then the first kobold also starts to... Some of them may, like I said, the others may have been touching you, but this other kobold, the one that's been asking questions, is now touching Bobby and like trying to grab like his hand axes that are connected to his belt and just trying to touch them. He's not trying to steal them per se. He's just kind of touching them and going, oh, what are these? Have you killed anything before? Are you going to kill me? Are you going to kill everybody here? Oh, that would be terrible. I would hate that.
Oh, I have killed things, but I don't plan on killing you.
And then you hear this human woman who's now kind of closed the gap a little bit more. And she's like, well, that is a relief to hear at last. I don't know who you travelers are, but you appear to not mean any harm, and I appreciate your patience with dealing with my very good friends here. My name is Runara. I am the leader of this cloister and the main priestess of our temple here to Bahamut. And now may I ask who you travelers are?
I am Bobby. Pleasure to meet you.
Ah,
We came
likewise,
from the
Bobby.
ship. The Crescent Rose.
Ah, the Compass Rose, yes.
I don't have my notes.
No, it's fine. I knew what you meant. Zark did tell me that the Compass Rose had arrived, but when I looked down at the beach, I did not see the Compass Rose. The ship I saw was much, much smaller.
Yeah,
I'm
We got
not
in a
calling
fight
you...
with a- No, we got in a fight with a big something something, and we had to bail and then take the ship in.
I'm sorry? What did you say?
We're
I'm
an
just gonna
envoy
leave.
from the Compass Rose. We're from the ship. They wanted to stay farther away, so we just came.
Roll a deception check.
Where's that?
If you
There
go
it
to your
is.
character sheet, yep.
What's a B?
Nat 20.
Was it a nat 20?
It's a B.
This is 23.
23, so that's with the modifier, which your
Probably a nat 20.
Deception, yep. Holy shit, okay.
She's deceived as hell.
Yeah, so you get the sense that this Runara lady, again, very poised and elegant, and she seemed, when Zaylin had mentioned something about last night, she seemed very curious and interested into what he was saying, and she almost seemed like she was going to dismiss everything the party said until that question was answered, but you're able to very slyly, tell this lie, or light fib, we'll call it, that you are just an envoy from the Compass Rose, and the main ship is further back. And there's something about the way you deliver that message, Iramir, that she starts to look a little less concerned, and like she believes what you say, and she just goes, "Oh, well, that's unusual. They haven't done this before, and we've chartered with them a few times, but you all seem like honest folk, so I'll have to take your word for it. Do you know when the Compass Rose may be arriving?"
We don't. They had another delivery to do, so we're just gonna sit here and wait for them.
And what about the delivery for our cloister? We were relying on those supplies.
Oh, I just did what they told me to do. We just came here.
Oh my goodness, Mila's not going to be happy about this. This is very, very sad news. So if you don't have the shipment and you're from the Compass Rose, why did they send you here?
The scout ahead.
What are you scouting for? Everybody knows there's not much on this island except for this cloister.
There are lots of rumors of dangers in the water and dragons.
The truth reveals itself, I think. Have you all come
that
here
means-
searching for the dragons that you've heard about in these stories?
I have.
So, pray tell, are you really from the Compass Rose, or are you just here for the dragons?
Well, we were on the Compass Rose.
Yeah, technically we're from the Compass Rose.
Yeah, it's both.
I am a very welcoming, forgiving soul, and I would be more than glad to host you all here, since it appears that the Compass Rose has left you stranded here, one way or another, and I don't think you'll be able to sail back to the mainland on that ship that you have parked on our beach. So, I will forgive any transgressions that might have just occurred if you all tell me the truth about what you're doing here and what you seek.
Can we get in a huddle and discuss this before people start answering?
Yeah.
No, you get the sense that Runera would not put up with that.
Can I sneak away?
Can I whisper to Bobby?
You could make a stealth check. You want me to roll you a stealth check?
Yes, please.
All right, you got definitely a pass. I'm not sure what your modifier is. Let me pull you up somewhere. Oh, I don't have you pulled up. Let me just see how stealthy you are real quick. Stealth is +3. Yeah, so you rolled a 19 total. You're kind of towards the back, and you're short, so you're kind of like underneath like the field of vision of what Renera is focusing on. The taller people's faces, specifically Iramir at this point. Because she's kind of starting to put the pieces together. She may have been deceived a few minutes ago, and you're able to successfully kind of sneak away from this main gaggle. And even the kobolds themselves, they've kind of, when Renera came down, the kobolds kind of spread away from you guys and gave you guys space, so you're not, trapped in, so you're able to get away. What are you going to do after you sneak away?
I'm just gonna kind of get towards the back and maybe go behind a house and just kind of watch and see what's gonna unfold here, just so that I have a means to get away if I need to.
Okay.
And I'm also gonna whisper, "There's nothing wrong with being a little short," as I walk away.
One of the kobolds hears you say that under your breath, and they nod their head in agreement because they themselves are like 2.5 feet tall. And you can't get behind these houses because they're these doors, whatever they are, they're carved into the mountain. But you are able to hide behind a potted plant. It's like a giant potted plant with like some very ornate flowers that kind of sprawl across. So you're able to hide behind that, and no one can see you at the moment. And so turning it back to the rest of the party as Runero is kind of awaiting a response, asking for you guys to kind of come forward with the truth, because there's a lot of conflicting answers. And she believed Iramir at first, but the conflicts afterwards just kind of didn't click with her.
Can I whisper to Bobby?
You could try if you roll a stealth check.
Okay, stealth. Oh. It's 11.
Please, speak up. I don't think I can quite hear you. What were you going to say?
Captain Bobby.
Aye.
I think that we should be honest here. Captain.
Well, the truth is, we're the only ones left. This is the last boat. Compass Rose got attacked.
Captain Bobby? Are you the captain of the... acting captain of the Compass Rose?
As of now, yes.
And what happened to dear Captain Mulligan?
Well, there was a bit of a mutiny before we managed to scuttle away in the last rowboat. Not quite sure what happened next.
Bobby, I get the sense that you are an honest soul. I'm going to ask that you tell me exactly what happened last night.
I relay in perfect detail what
Everything that happened
in my honest, uproarious Bobby voice.
Oh, Bobby, I appreciate your honesty and your delivery. That was, although disappointing and sad to hear the fate of the Compass Rose, it is at least nice to get the truth from the visitors in front of me now. I don't know why you all tried to lie to me in the first place. I mean you no harm. I always welcome everybody as long as they have no ill intentions, and as I mentioned, I'm willing to forgive you of these lies since Bobby was forthcoming with me, but I will warn you, if you lie to me again or if you do any harm to anybody in this cloister, you will be banished here. Is that understood?
Understood.
Yep.
Thank you. Now, I know you all are probably very tired and hungry. It sounds like you had a rough night. We do have a kitchen upstairs. We have one of our residents here. She goes by the name of Grandma Sparkles. She can be found in that kitchen, and I'm sure she'd be more than delighted to talk to visitors and give you some food. We also have an unused room just below, towards the end of this pathway. It's the last room on your right. and you are more than welcome to stay there for however long you need. Currently, as you may know, there are no plans for any other ships to come here, and getting communications out can take some time to get somebody to pick you all up. So you're more than welcome to stay here until you get your arrangements made.
I thank you for your generosity.
Yes, of course, it is what Bahamut would demand.
Who is Bahamut? Do we know?
Roll me a history check.
5.
You hear the word Bahamut, and you feel like you've heard it before, and you think it's like a type of soup or something, but that doesn't make sense why she's talking about, worshipping a soup. So you can definitely ask her. She seems to be very passionate about Bahamut, whoever that may be. I'm sure she'd be willing to tell you if you asked her.
Okay, who is this Bahamut that you keep talking about?
That's not often I meet somebody that's unfamiliar with Bahamut, especially, here, but I'd be more than willing to share the knowledge with you. Bahamut is a god of dragons, a god of justice and honor, a metallic platinum dragon that once soared the skies of these lands and dealt out justice in the most honorable fashion, and he is who I've sworn my life to uphold the values of. The temple that you may see at the top of our humble abode here is dedicated to Bahamut and all of his followers. All the kobolds you see here are also followers of Bahamut, and I am what you may call the leader of this merry band of Bahamut followers.
How did you become the leader of a bunch of lizards?
Oh, what's that old saying? Build it and they shall come, right? I found this cloister. This cloister's been here longer than I can't tell you exactly when it was built, but after I came here and I started to kind of build up some of the foundations, things were in a bit of a rough state, and the kobolds came individually, one by one, all looking for a purpose, looking to dedicate their lives to Bahamut. As you may notice, the kobolds are distant relatives of dragons, and a lot of them worship Bahamut. Well, the more honorable ones worship Bahamut. The others turn more towards Tiamat.
And who's Tiamat?
Yeah.
Oh, Tiamat is what you may call the inverse of Bahamut. Tiamat is an evil dragon. Some may call it a god. I call it more of a demon. A chromatic dragon. And if you're asking questions about Bahamut and Tiamat, I'll assume you also have questions about chromatic and metallic dragons. The metallic dragons, such as Bahamut, are based after metals like platinum, gold, bronze, etc. They are more aligned with the good in nature, whereas the chromatic dragons, red, blue, other colors, they are more aligned with evilness and corruption. Tiamat is the almost plunged our world into chaos and despair if it were not for Bahamut vanquishing her, or at least temporarily getting rid of her. One day, the prophecy says that Bahamut and Tiamat will rise again, and an ultimate battle to decide the fate of all the realms will occur. But hopefully that is far enough away to where none of us have to worry about that.
Can I whisper to Bobby since I'm, hidden?
You'd have to roll a pretty good stealth check to do that. Because you are kind of far away now, and Bobby's at the forefront of this conversation.
Okay, then who's at the back?
That's a good
I
question.
can't see the map.
Right now, we're all just kind of talking.
It's more just, yeah. It's kind of whoever wants to be at the back, I think, at this point.
Yeah. Who would that be? It sounds like Bobby, Iramir, and Katniss are more towards the front, engaging in the conversation. So I imagine it would be either Finn or Toke. Am I pronouncing that right, or is it just Maple?
Sorry, Maple.
Oh, sorry, you're not here. Sorry, ignore me.
Yeah, he's not here.
It's Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, Jeff Gordon is actually mute. He picked something off one of the zombies and ate it, and he just doesn't look so hot. Like out of their pocket, like an old snack, an old.
We gotta put it in the belly button, not in the mouth.
I was not ready for that. Ew, that's so gross.
So I think Finn, you're probably in the back here.
So can I whisper to Finn?
I would say from your position and your previous role, yeah, you could whisper to him.
Hey, ask about the blue-eyed white dragon.
What?
It's one of the greatest dragons that ever lived.
Blue eyes white dragon.
Did you say blue-eyed white dragon?
I am waiting behind the bush with saucer eyes, waiting to see what the answer will be.
Renera looks kind of confused when you say blue-eyed white dragon. Out of character real quick, what dragon are you referring to?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh my god.
Dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Renera just looks confused, and she seems like somebody that has a lot of knowledge about dragons, specifically historically significant dragons, and she just can't picture who the hell you're talking about. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that particular dragon. Maybe it's one you've encountered in the past, but I can't say I'm familiar with them.
Okay.
Wonder if it knows a lady with eyes of blue.
May we please move forward to get ale and food?
Yeah, I'm so hungry.
Yes,
I'm
please.
in for ale.
Please, I'll follow you. I'll guide you up the stairs to the kitchen. And as you guys start to move forward, and she's kind of like ushering you guys in front of her, and as you guys all kind of walk in front of her, Bobby, when you walk past, she sees your neck. She sees that wound that you were, suffered that bite from the zombie, and her eyes kind of turn into darts, and she goes, "Bobby, what is that on your neck?"
Oh, there was a bit of a scuffle when we arrived. I'm sure it'll be
Tis but a
fine.
scratch.
No. Tell me, what scuffle happened on the beach? I've not heard
Oh,
word of
there were
this.
some
Oh,
shambly, ragged men that were on the beach. We took care of them. It's not a big deal.
No. I'm afraid it might be a big deal, Bobby. Do you mind? And she holds her hand up to your neck. She's not touching you quite yet. She's waiting for permission. But she is asking permission to touch your wound.
By all means.
Thank you. And she hovers her hand over your neck, and this very it's not a big light, right? She's just putting her hand over you, but the brightness of the light that's emitting is enough to blind, anybody that's looking at it. You kind of have to shield your eyes with your hand or close your eyes at least. And Bobby, for you, you feel like the warmth and embrace of like 1,000 hugs from 100 puppies right now. Like you just feel completely
Aw.
safe and secure with this healing radiance, this holy radiance emitting from Runara's hand. And you have, pictures of lovely meadows with swaying flowers and the breeze. And then as she digs deeper, those meadows catch on fire. The sky turns red, and you just see horns as lightning flashes amongst black clouds in the sky. You see horns jutting out of those clouds and this red and black sky, and you just hear this evil laughter. And Runera quickly takes her hand back and gasps, "Tell me, Bobby, right now, what happened on that beach. Tell me what happened, and tell me who did this to you."
Well, as I said, there was some shambling men wandering around. One of them tried to take a bite out of my neck. I think one of them
Bobby, are you
succeeded.
referring to undead creatures?
It might have been. I didn't take that close a look.
Oh, Bobby.
Would you be able to identify them by the smell?
I already know that it was the undead. You bear the stink of Orcus.
That's
I can-
Zalen.
No, this wound bears the stink. Who is Zalen? What do you mean he also bears Orcus.
He touched one, and he stinks.
He's over there behind that bush.
He's hiding.
Oh yeah, Zayland, are you still hiding or did you follow everybody?
The smell is disgusting.
I'm still behind the bush.
Okay. And she looks over at you now because
I
everybody's
just point-
talking
I
about
just
you
point
and
him
kind of
out.
pointing. Yeah. So she sees you now. She's like, "You come here now."
Check his belly button.
Sorry, I had to move the baby.
No worries. We can pause this if you got to do baby stuff.
No,
we'll
you're
just
good.
Come back to you later.
So I'd like to step out, and as I'm walking up, I'd like to. I don't know if you guys have ever done it. When you walk up and you kick the back of someone's leg so their knee shoots forward and they fall down.
Oh
I'd
yeah.
like to do that to Katniss as I walk forward, and then I'll just stand at the front.
Oh my, you seem like you make a great companion. I not only literally smell the mark of Orcus, but I sense something corrupt on your person as well. This isn't a wound like Bobby's that I fear may have deeper ramifications, but I sense an object. Young man, I need you to share with me anything you may have related to Orcus.
Well, we found this type of sculpture. I left it over there, and I point behind her. Does she turn around?
Roll a deception check.
Okay, you need to roll a deception check.
No, you need to roll a deception check.
Mm.
16
Are
plus.
you gonna do like a pocket sand, but with the lint in your belly button?
Oh my god, I need to remember that. But no.
Jesus Christ,
Hell yeah.
Zaylen. You have a +5 on deception. I'm gonna say yes, she turns around.
I want to take it and then I want to chuck it behind, I don't know, where I was hiding or something, like some little spot where I can throw it that it'd be hidden.
Okay, I'm gonna have you do, let's say acrobatics for the throwing. So you deceived her in pointing, and now you have to do a successful throw. So I'm gonna roll for acrobatics.
Acrobatics or sleight of hand?
That's a good point, but they both have the same modifier, and I fudged up the roll there. God damn it. 17 plus 5. So you successfully throw it to wherever you're aiming at. Where was that again? Where are you aiming?
I'm going to throw it just behind where I was hiding.
Okay.
And then I'll just wait for her to turn around.
She turns back around, and this content, kind of poised personality, you can see between you kicking the back of Katniss's knee and then deceiving her right now, because now obviously she knows that you lied to her in the first place. She now looks just very annoyed. Listen,
Fine.
little
I
one,
just left.
I'm
I
not
left it over there.
playing
Oh,
games.
She called him Lethal what?
Shut up, you're just as tall as me, I say as I turn around and look at her. I'm just saying. We found some stuff. I lift my shirt and show the belly button lint. I say, I still got that. Oh, there's some in real life too. I pulled my shirt up.
Listen, perhaps you don't understand the gravity of the situation, but this encounter with the undead that you had on our beach of ours, that you dragged here, is not some happenstance. This
did not
sailor
drag
you
them.
mentioned, this Roscoe or whoever it was that you had mentioned, I believe that they've done something very foul, and whatever it is caused the undead to rise from that ship. And now Bobby here has a wound, and not just an ordinary wound, it is a cursed wound that is going to possibly infect your friend and take his life.
Oh man, I'm cursed now? That sucks.
Is this something
Yes,
you
Bobby.
can heal him from?
That is why I want to find the object that the little one has. Perhaps if I destroy the object, it can break the curse.
Sidebar, the object was the amulet, right?
Correct.
Mhm.
Okay, all right.
I don't have it. I put it over there where I pointed to.
Listen, I have taken a vow of peace in the name of Bahamut that I've held for a very, very long time. And you are trying my patience more than anybody I have ever encountered. I may not hurt you today, but I have a feeling that your friend Bobby here, if you do not help him cure this wound, he may be the one to wring out your neck. And I swore no oath to prevent others from invoking their own deeds as they see fit.
Priestess,
I look at.
we do not
Oh,
mean
go ahead.
to upset you. We were on the ship and we thought that we could be trusted there, and they tried to kill us.
You are under no threat here. All I want to do is to help you all and to help my island that you may have endangered now by bringing on some cursed and some cursed object to boot.
If we hold the cursed object, will you look with just your eyes and not your hands?
If you give me the cursed object, I would hope to destroy it.
Oh, I don't like that either.
How do you know it's cursed?
I can sense the evilness. I can sense the evilness infecting Bobby here, and I can sense that there was an object on this little one's possession that I now sense is not on his possession. I'm not a hound dog, I can't track its exact location, but I know it was here, and now it's not.
I'd like to just give a little smile and just start walking towards the temple. Well, maybe we'll find it someday.
Bobby, I'm sorry, but without that object, I cannot help you much more than this.
What is
look-
Bobby in danger of?
Can I
I
take
don't
a
quite
quick
know.
investigation to look for said object?
Oh, yeah. You can do an investigation. Zaylin, you just threw it at that pot, right? Like it's just kind of on the floor somewhere?
Did anyone see me throw it? Like, did they see me throw it?
You threw it
No,
past
dude, you
me.
rolled like a 24. I don't think anybody saw shit.
Mm.
All right, cool. Yeah, I just imagine I just drained it, threw it right in the pot.
Nice.
Oh, I got a 12.
You look around. You didn't see Zaylin sneak off because you were engaged in the conversation with Runara. However, you did kind of see him when he got pointed out by Katniss. So you searched around the pot that he was standing at, and you kind of retraced his steps, but you don't manage to find it. And Runara addresses Katniss's question of what happens to Bobby. She says, "Well, that's the thing. I'm not quite sure. Orcus is not just a random wizard or sorcerer. It's the demon lord of undeath. I'm not sure what they're capable of. This could very well lead to your friend dying and coming back from the dead themselves. The only hope to lift such a curse is to either destroy the object that caused the curse in the first place, which I have a feeling whatever object that little halfling had was the source of, or possibly you need to find whoever called upon the curse, whoever called to Orcus needs to be vanquished from this world. I'm no expert in these things, I'm just giving my best guess.
I say we do the second one.
If that's how you choose to accomplish your task, so be it. I cannot control what you do. But any outcomes that affect your friend here, they're yours to bear as well.
What do you guys think? Do we give her the, do we look for it or what?
Is Zaylin still standing near us?
Zaylin walked off. He's just
God.
going up the stairs.
Can I do an investigation check?
Yeah,
Same.
everybody can do one
Okay.
investigation
Alright,
check.
one.
I'd like to say that as I'm walking off, I am looking back to see what you guys are doing.
I got 17.
I got a 7.
17? Okay, yeah, 17's good. So you see where Bobby originally checked, you kind of notice that he checked around the pot. Iramir, you're looking like over the side of the cliff in the complete wrong direction. But Katniss, you go back to the flower pot and you kind of do the same thing Bobby did. But then you go to like pick it up. Well, let me ask you a question. Are you more of a gentle touch type of person or a more of, okay. So you just completely smash this planter down You go to look under it, and instead of just gently lifting it up, you just kind of throw it on the ground. It smashes. It's made of like clay or something. And this, you see this amulet kind of, fall out with some of the soil and debris.
If I see that happening, I'm bolting towards it right now.
You see it. Actually,
Okay, I'm turning around and running at it.
hold on. How long have you been walking at this point, actually? 'Cause you've
However
been
long
walking
she
a
was
while,
talking
right?
to, because she talks forever.
I would say you're probably like at least 60 feet away. Give me a perception check at that distance.
Cosmic, I smashed the plant. That's all you missed.
Oh hell yeah! Sorry.
I smashed it.
Smashy,
Oh,
smash.
I need to roll for you, Zaylen. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you gotta
God,
let me know.
God damn it, dude. I should roll for you every time. I keep rolling 16s, 17s, and like all these crazy numbers. So you see this, you see the smash pot. You are 60 feet away though, so that's like what would equal 2 combat turns of movement. So you're basically you're not gonna get there in time to intercept or anything. And
Okay,
I
just let me
actually
know when I get there.
okay.
While all this
so
is
Kat,
happening, can I turn to Iramir real quick?
you can, but you roll me a perception check.
Oh, okay. What's my 6?
Yeah, you can talk to your mirror.
Psst, Iramir.
Oh, girl.
Now that the truth is out, do we still have to call Bobby Captain?
No,
Okay.
he doesn't look like a captain.
I just wanted. I
It's
just
just been
wanted.
embarrassing
I
this whole
just
time.
wanted to check the vibes. Thank you. That was
Yes.
it. That's all I wanted.
Zaylen, you have you're not up to Katniss, but you're behind Runera at this point.
All
And
right, well,
Katniss
just
is
let me know
still
when I
a
get
few
to
feet away.
Katniss.
Did you want to keep sprinting down towards her? You're basically the way that since she took a pit stop to talk to Iramir, you're going to basically intercept between her and Runera at this point.
I'm just gonna keep going until I get to Katniss.
All right, Katniss. I'm assuming you're taking the amulet towards Runera, right? Or no? It's up to you. I just want to make sure what's going on.
I'm holding it like to my chest. I don't trust anybody. Except
Okay.
for Iramir. So I'm like looking at her with my eyes, trying to have like a conversation with our eyes. Like, and eyebrows. Like, girl.
Give me do you two want to do like an eyebrow conversation, like maybe like 2-word sentences, like look there and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you saying? With your eyebrows?
I'm saying, like, and I nod my head, like, should I give it to her or should I give it back to him?
I nod my head towards her.
Okay, I take a step towards her.
I love it. As you take that first step after the eyebrow conversation, Zaylen's now in front of you. You probably have about 15 feet to Runera, and Zaylen's like dead in front of you.
I toss it to Iramir.
Or so you guys are playing like what's the game, like keep away, when you throw
Yeah.
monkey in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zaylen, did you want to try and make a sleight of hand to try and intercept it?
I do.
Okay. Oh, your luck has run out. You rolled an 8. It goes right over your head.
I wish
Uh,
I wish I had my flashbangs or something. I don't think I have anything. Oh,
Yeah,
I want to use my mage hand.
Yeah, you can cast
let me
your
use my mage.
hand.
Yeah, let me use my mage hand to push Iramir off balance so she doesn't catch it.
Don't push Iramir.
So she catches it, but it's kind of like in football when somebody catches the ball, and if they get hit, they may or may not drop it, right? So she catches it. Iramir, make me, let's call it a strength saving throw, to see if you hold on to this securely as this mage hand. Because basically, as it's
Ooh.
getting thrown,
I got a
Zaylen
nat
was.
one.
Oh fuck!
Yes.
Oh fuck!
Considering Mage Hand can only move about 10 pounds, is probably the worst roll you could
Yeah,
have.
you don't fall over because the mage hand is so weak. You don't fall over, but it's just enough to make the amulet drop, and it drops directly towards Zaylen because of your nat 1. And Zaylen, it is at your feet.
I'm snatching it and running.
Where are you running? Up or down?
Up towards the temple.
All right. As you run past Runara, I'm gonna have you do. Let's call this a Dex saving throw. That's pretty good. Runara goes to grab you by the collar as you run past her, and her fingers like grab your shirt, but you just keep running with your full momentum, and she loses that grip, and you're able to successfully run past her, and you just hear her go, "That little shit."
Okay, yeah.
And
I'm gonna pocket it and keep running.
all right, so you're running up this this thing there. As you go up, there's maybe like 2 or 3 more doors. I'll start to expose where some of the doors are as well here on the map. So this is a door. This is a door.
Please, Ella, you're making this so hard for me.
And Zaylen, as you go up, you see like one door to your right as you go around this little curve, and it doesn't look like a big building. You see a pulley system kind of to the right of this building, with a boat suspended from it. So it's kind of like a boathouse, probably just from deducing the fact that there's a boat hanging out of it. And then you come around, and there's like 2 more doors that you pass. And then the only way past after these next 2 doors, the only thing in front of you is this temple. So there's not a whole lot of space to run to.
Is the temple the thing with the star?
Yeah, at the very top.
Okay.
So you're running. I'll let you kind of think over where you want to go as I address the rest of the group. Runara approaches. Did anybody else go up forward, or did everybody kind of stop to engage in this conversation with Runara and this whole amulet ordeal?
I mean, I just feel
I'm
like we've-
definitely part of that conversation.
Yeah.
Finn, are you hanging around?
Yeah, I was hanging around. Yeah.
Okay. So she kind of turns to the rest of you and she goes, "I don't know what is wrong with your little friend, but he is trying my patience."
He is not our friend.
It's almost like he wants me to remain cursed.
At any rate, Bobby, I recommend you talk sense into him, or try the other solution I gave you. I have no idea if either one will work, to be honest. I'm just doing best with the information I have. Curses from these deity-like beings are more unusual than common ailments. But speaking of ailments, the other possible thing I could maybe think to help is we have a resident herbologist, so to speak. He's very good with plants and even fungi like mushrooms. His name is Tarnak, and he's mentioned to me before that he encountered a very rare mushroom in a cave not far from here that is said to be able to heal any ailment. I have no idea if it would help you, but it would be a good start. Unfortunately, Tarnak is, well, let's just say he's not doing so well himself. He has been in a comatose state for almost a week now. He is in a makeshift infirmary in the temple above with a close friend of his, Varnoth. You may be able to ask her and see if she knows anything more of this red mushroom that Tarnak has spoke of before. He was quite passionate about it.
Well, seeing as it's the only advice I have at the moment, I might as well take you up on it.
Yes, that's unfortunately all I can do at this time without this cursed object in my possession. If you are able to get it from your friend, or not friend, please return it to me and I will do my best to destroy it, and hopefully it comes with some good results. If you wish to stop and get food or drink, we do have that kitchen that I offered you earlier if you want to stop by there. It's on the way to the temple. You are free to roam around. As I said, you have a room here if you need to rest as well. There's a small shop with our local shopkeeper, or the closest thing we have to one. Her name is Mila. She is a bit of a character to speak to, but she will help you make any purchases you need to make nonetheless. In fact, there was another visitor that came by recently that I saw head into that shop earlier. They may be interested in speaking with you as well.
Sounds good. I'll take you up on that.
Yes, I must get back to my studies, unfortunately. Please find me in the library if you have any more questions or if there's any more assistance you may need while you're here. And she does like a little bow, and she turns around and starts walking up those long stairs.
Before she leaves, I say thank you for your assistance.
It has been my pleasure, Bobby. Thank you for your honesty and your participation. And she, again, turns back and goes back up this mountain towards this library she spoke of, and leaving the rest of you guys to decide whatever you want to do. Zaylin, did you decide what room you're going to stop in?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the same one she's going to. I want to go to the library and see if I can find anything on this amulet.
Sick. We'll get there in a second. So as Renera makes your way towards this library, what are the other party members doing?
I'm going to the kitchen. Hungry.
I feel like we need to get Jeff Gordon to the healer because he's throwing up. Yeah? He ate
Oh, yeah,
rotten
we can do that
flesh.
first.
Okay.
No. He didn't eat rotten flesh. He ate a snack that was in one of their pockets. So it was still like a rotten snack,
Still very gross.
but it wasn't like zombie flesh.
Okay, well.
It was like, like a half-eaten like Twix or something in this dude's pocket. And so he's nauseous. He's not necessarily throwing up. He doesn't look like he's gonna die. He's just not able to communicate at this time.
He ate a
And-
40-year-old Twinkie.
Ew.
Yeah, exactly. And
Ew.
he's actually making his way towards that room Renera described at the very end of this mountain. This little path, this room down here. It shows one bed, but there's actually 7 beds exactly for everybody to sleep in.
How convenient.
So he's making his way towards the bedroom to kind of rest there and get over his illness, while the rest of you decide where you're going. It sounds like Iramir's going up to the kitchen.
I'm going.
Okay.
There's ale in the kitchen. I could use a drink right now with all the information I've received.
At this point, there's been a lot of ruckus and a lot of commotion, and the how do I ping here? The store is going to be this room right here, and our new companion, Maple, has been in that store the whole time. Maple, you probably heard this commotion outside, so you're more than welcome to leave the store and kind of poke your head out if you want, or you can continue perusing the wares in there until a later point. It's up to you.
Which room is the kitchen?
The kitchen's going to be up the mountain. I'll go ahead and show that on the map. Actually, I'll just go ahead and erase a few of these. So here's your kitchen. It's up the winding curve.
Oh, that's way
And
there.
then, yeah, it's way up there. And then we have the library that Zaylin and soon to be Renera are going to be in. And then let's call this the shop, which most of you haven't been into yet, but I'll just kind of show it so everybody knows, or more importantly, so Maple knows where he's at.
Well, like if we're walking like right here, and like what if we're talking loudly? Because Bobby's talking loudly about ale, and then Maple hears us and comes outside.
It's entirely up to Maple. Maple, what would you like to do?
Yeah. I would kind of peek through the door to see who was out there and kind of what they looked like to size them up.
Yeah, so if you guys want to redo descriptions of your characters because Kat wasn't here last time, you guys can certainly do that right now.
I gotta remember what I'm like.
I
Hold
know.
on.
I'm looking it up. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Why, hello
Shame,
there.
for
I'm Bobby.
shame. I'm inside still.
Oh, you come outside?
Bobby,
I'm just peeking.
are you going to have anything other than ale? You need food.
Well, I'm sure they'll have some meat there too.
I feel like we need to get in a fight, or like be very loud about the drinking to try to get Maple to come outside. Even
I
though
thought we were gonna tell Kat what we look like.
Yeah, you're just kind of
no, I
describing
was-
what you
I-
look like
I
so
was
that
gonna
when he
promote
peeks
into
out,
it,
he gets an
yeah,
idea
yeah.
of what he's seeing and
Yeah,
to
yeah.
kind of help him kind of visualize your characters as you interact throughout this thing.
Well, think if Fabio was a farmhand.
Wow. Okay.
That's Bobby.
I'm a dwarf. I'm 4'5".
I basically look like a Valkyrie.
My profile picture is my character.
Oh, okay.
Same thing, yeah. My profile picture is my character. I'm just an elf with armor and shit.
Okay.
I'm just an elf.
With armor
Uh,
and shit.
Maple would look through, and kind of sheepishly open the door. Poke his head out and just kind of say, "Aye, bye. How you getting on?"
And what does the rest of the party see when they see Maple for the first time?
As I'm stepping out, about 6 feet, kind of like 190, just shy of 200 pounds, a little more athletic build. Kind of wearing like a pretty covering green cloak, just to kind of cover up most of the body. You don't see much, maybe half the face and the neck, and a couple bits of the arm sticking out, some leather armor, and the skin looks a little bark-like over sections of the body that might look a bit kind of tree-like.
So
You're peeking your head out now, right? We can see you.
we can see
Yeah.
how tall you are.
I kind of like step through the door, yeah, and just kind of say, "Hi, bye. How you getting on?"
Great God, it's Eremir. Do you see how tall he is?
Yes.
Based on
Uh-oh.
immediate reactions, does it look like they want to hurt me?
I feel like
Make a
fucking
perception
kobold.
check.
Oh, my 3D animation's real slow. Sorry.
I'll give you your first roll of the campaign.
Oh God,
Uh,
it's just
I
the
wonder
starter.
if your browser's like mine, where everything just lags to shit.
Oh, dude, is it ever lag? Oh my God.
Are you also using Chrome by chance?
Yeah, Chrome. That's Chrome. I rolled a 19.
Nice. So you're gonna see exactly what these guys described that they're looking at you. So if you guys want to describe like how you're looking at him, what you're thinking, you're Maple. You're going to be able to kind of ascertain those thoughts just through their body language and the way they're looking at you.
Okay. So I'd step out a little farther and I just kind of ask the group as a whole, kind of, who knit ya? Where you coming from?
We come
I
from the
look-
ship, the Compass Rose.
But he is not the captain.
I am acting captain.
We have decided
kinda
no more
gotta-
lies.
Oh, it's not necessarily a lie. There is no more captain.
He's kind of got a captain's build.
Aye, here we go.
But he doesn't have a captain brain, so
Ah, that's not necessary when you're captain.
We only voted you captain because you are drunk enough and stupid enough to sign the waiver at the beach.
Oh, I'm not drunk enough anymore. To the kitchen.
To the kitchen.
To the
They got
kitchen.
good food here. They keep it right stocked. Might join you guys if I can. I'm feeling a little hungry myself.
Ah,
Okay.
the more the merrier.
I should probably introduce myself.
yeah. Who are you?
My name is Took, but everybody I once knew who was alive just call me Maple.
That sounded weird.
I don't like the way that sounds. Is everyone dead?
Yeah.
Eremir.
You want to talk about it?
Eremir, everyone he knows dies. I'm scared.
Let's get on the beer and we can talk about it.
Okay, let's go talk
Aye,
about how
tell me
everyone
your
died.
story over a drink.
We head towards the bar, I guess.
Yep.
All right, so you guys all kind of go up this mountain. Let me get my pinger out. This room over here is going to be the kitchen. It's just like a kitchen and a dining hall. I'm going to say that the dining hall is a little bit bigger than it shows here. There's enough room to hold all of the kobolds that you've seen so far, plus Runera and the two other humans that she said, and some visitors. So there's maybe like 2 or 3 more tables than you're seeing right now. But it is a very bare bones kitchen. It's by no means a tavern or a luxurious kitchen. And you see kind of in the back of the room, you see a small kobold that has a very peculiar appearance about her. She's kind of hunched over. You see when she's walking around the kitchen, she has a cane and she kind of rests it to the side as she's working over these very, very short stoves. They're like 2 feet in 2 feet in the air, and she even has to like get on a little stool to even get that high because of her hunched back. and it's a little dark in here, right? Because it's in a cave at this point, basically. But based off the flames from the stove, it's an open fire type of stove. You see the light reflecting off what almost looks like a midnight blue or almost like a black scale. And the way that this light is reflecting off her scales, it's almost like iridescent. It looks like sparkles, one might say, in the light of the fire. And so as the embers kind of burn, you see these sparkle effect reflect off of her scales.
That must be Kramer sparkles.
And she sees you all kind of walk into this kitchen area, and she goes, "Oh, hello! It's been so long since we had so many visitors. It's so nice to meet you. My name's Grandma Sparkles. Now, are y'all hungry? Y'all look hungry."
I'm starving. It's nice to meet you. What do you have to eat?
Oh, well, I got a nice stew. I got a nice soup, and I also got some fresh baked bread for you too.
What is the
Do you
difference
have any
between your
pancakes?
soup and stew?
Well, a soup is gonna be more soupy, and a stew is gonna be more stewy.
Does one have meat and one not?
The stew has a little bit more meat in it.
I will take the stew.
Okay, I'll just bring the whole pot over. I'll bring both the pots. I'll put them on the tables for you, and y'all just dig in as much as y'all want to.
Goddess bless this kobold.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry, that voice is too funny. It sounds like
Yeah, I
a female
like it.
Herbert from Family Guy.
Dude,
Oh my
as
God,
I
it
did it, that's the
does.
first thing I thought of right now. I was like, dude,
Yeah,
I
same
sound like
as
fucking
Spooky.
Herbert the pervert.
I love you.
Did you see Doc's message?
No.
He has to drop. He's hiding on the island. He's not in the library.
Oh, he's not
Oh
in the
my
library.
gosh.
Then where's he
Okay.
hiding?
You
The
just said
island.
That's the
hiding.
question.
All right, I'll put him over here. Also,
Hide and go seek.
I move Fen and Maple and put him at the table with us. Who's this person down here? Who's Perrin?
Oh, that was Kodiak. R.I.P.
He's dead.
Before Fallacious Coon was born.
Okay,
Oh
he's
no!
in the
Oh,
ocean.
sorry. I forgot to mention this before we started because I didn't expect Doc to be here. But at the start of this, Doc was on Fallacious's back, right?
Yeah.
And you see Zalen, Doc, they got off of Fallacious's back, and Fallacious got down on his knee and whispered something into his ear. And you saw Zalen with this kind of sullen expression on his face, and he just kind of nods his head. And then Fallacious turned into a bird using his druidic powers, and he just flew away. And the only one with any information is Zalen, and at this point he is hiding on the island, and I totally forgot to bring that up earlier, but that's what happened to Fallacious. He turned into a bird, and he flew away after getting some parting words with Zalen.
That makes me
Yeah,
They
he's a
seem
sad.
more powerful druid than I thought.
I just assumed he got lost chasing a butterfly. So
Level 2 druid.
But back to the kitchen. As Grandma Sparkles, she has her cane and she's hunched over and she's kind of waddling to the kitchen, and you see her try to grab these pots of stew and soup, each one probably about the height of her, and she's trying to grab them with two arms, and she's kind of struggling.
can I go over and
stand
help
to
her?
Oh, y'all are so sweet. Y'all don't have to do that. I may be a little old, but I'm sure I could get it. But if you guys want to help, I won't say no to it.
Okay. I'm gonna grab the pot of stew to put on the table.
I grab the soup and I give it a dirty look and I put it on the table because I wanted the stew, not the soup.
Well, you guys, it's enough to feed everybody. Like everybody
Yeah.
kind of gets to
I
have
know,
their
but
pick.
she's making me carry the one I didn't want. I wanted to carry the stew.
Not
So I give the
making
soup
you.
a dirty look, but I put it on the table and push it away from me.
She follows behind you with like bowls and spoons and stuff, and comes back around on a second trip with like pitchers of drinks, and she puts them on the table, and she goes,
Oh, you kids today are so sweet. It's just so nice to have new faces around here. What are y'all doing here?
Honestly, at this point, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't really know Grandma Sparkles.
You
I
know,
think we're chasing
funny
a
enough,
dragon.
I chased a dragon a few times in my youth, and I'm sure glad I got off that train, off that wagon, so to speak. But it's funny because a lot of people, like myself, we don't know why we ended up here, and yet here we are. It's a right nice little place once you get settled in, so who knows, maybe you'll stay a while.
How long have you been here?
Oh, honey, I've been here quite a long time. I lose track of time these days, and get to my age, and everything just starts to blur together after you're about 60, 70. I've probably been here maybe 5 years, maybe a little bit more.
I take a bite of stew.
You taste the stew, and it's definitely not the best stew you've ever had. Like ingredient wise, like the things that they use for the stew, it tastes kind of like somebody had to improvise with the bare minimum. Yeah, that's kind of the impression you get. There's no, very nice meats. It's probably something that they were able to snatch from the forest, or maybe even a rat from the kitchen. Who knows? It doesn't taste great, but you taste an immense amount of like care and love in this stew that you kind of just go, you know what? I've had worse.
I thank Grandma Sparkles for her hospitality.
Oh, sugar, you don't have to help me. That's the way I was raised. We just take care of visitors and make sure everybody gets food when they're hungry.
Is the bread good? I want to eat a whole loaf of it.
Oh, the bread's amazing. The bread
Okay.
was freshly baked. Bread is not too complex, doesn't require, fine ingredients the way a stew might. It's just, some yeast and flour and shit. So it's very good bread.
Okay, I don't eat the soup or the stew, but I eat an entire loaf of bread.
Oh, you look so hungry. You love that bread. Let me go bake you some more bread fresh from scratch. I'll be right back.
Yes, Grandma Sparkles, thank you.
She just goes back to the kitchen and goes back to cooking.
I grab a hearty bowl of soup and some bread, and I'm just kind of going at her.
I start eating more bread than stew.
I kind of want to keep an eye on the elf that's with us, just kind of side-eyeing once in a while as I'm eating.
The elf is Finn, right?
Yeah, and he left.
Yeah, he left.
Did you just
Yeah.
like stand up out of the kitchen and leave?
No,
He's
like
just
Cosmo
quietly,
left.
just quietly
Quiet,
eating
okay.
in the
So
corner.
He looks non-threatening at this time. Okay, good.
What is happening?
Oh, Cosmic, he sent a message. He has to leave. Emergency.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh.
Can we just say that he's...
Face down in the bowl of soup.
I was thinking he got like food poisoning or something, but then we don't get food poisoning. So maybe he's allergic to something.
What if he goes
And now he's
sleeps
stuck in
with,
the bathroom.
Jeff Gordon. Okay, or the bathroom.
Yeah. No,
he
the
doesn't
food's
feel good, and then he goes to where Jeff Gordon is or
And
something.
he goes
yeah, the
and
food's
cuddles
actually
them.
really good. He wouldn't get food poisoning from it. Again, it's not great, but because of the care Grandma Sparkle put into the making of it, at least, it doesn't taste bad enough to give anybody food poisoning. You may not want to necessarily order at a restaurant, but it's decent enough. But he just
ate
gets tired.
So much food, he got the itis.
Pretty much. He just kind of
Dang.
excuses himself and he goes down in his quiet ranger-like ways, just kind of creeps out the door and goes down, and he actually cuddles with Jeff Gordon to save room in case there's another person waiting for Fallacious's return, perhaps.
As he leaves, I'll just look over at Bobby, I guess. I go, "Aye, Captain. Is he cool? Is he an angry guy?"
Angry? Not so much. Bit wild with his shots. Yeah, I could say that.
Aye.
In case you don't understand the context, he hit me with the fucking spell last time.
Aye, was that intentional?
I think it was.
Aye. Okay. But tell me again, why are you all here?
It's kind of a long story. We were on a ship, and then it started sinking. Then we got in the only rowboat available, and started rowing
I feel
and
like
ended
you're-
up here.
I feel like you are leaving out the fighting, and the almost dying, and me tripping and falling
Why?
out of the ship and landing in the water because I rolled a nat 1.
I also jumped in the water.
You must all be great swimmers.
I am, thank
I
you.
am actually, just not a good walker apparently.
Mhm.
Well, I have to be good at one of them. Fighting. Fighting. What were you fighting?
Just, what did you call him earlier, Bobby? These scrabbly,
Shambly,
guys.
walky, husky men.
that's it.
I say as I'm starting to get more inebriated.
Oh, Bobby, as you went to drink one of the drinks that Grandma Sparkles had put down, you were expecting an ale, but it actually tastes more like a lemonade with a hint of tea to it.
This seems
Oh.
good as fuck.
I take a sip. This isn't alcohol.
And Grandma Sparkle pokes her head around the corner.
Oh, I'm sorry. Runera keeps all the alcoholic drinks locked up because some of the kobolds, they can't really act right once they drink too much. You know, we're little creatures. It's just a little bit of alcohol really goes to our scales, and some of the more rambunctious youngsters can't be trusted.
I turn and look
Sorry,
at the
Bobby.
party. Yeah, I turn and look at the party, and I say quietly, so that Grandma Sparkles can't hear us. That might be good information to use in case we need it. We should get the town drunk.
These kobolds are they're good people.
We
Mabel,
might-
how long have you been here?
I am about maybe a week's time now.
Oh, what brought you here?
Now that the other elf is gone, I'm a little more relaxed. I have kind of been alone for a very long time.
Oh, because everybody you knew died.
Shh, Eramir,
Yeah.
you can't say that. That's so rude.
I
God.
Yeah, I think it's easier if we all just know what's going on. You guys can see me. I look a little sleeping. I look a little skeet, you might say.
Well, I don't know what that means.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I
Trying to say
hope I don't
skittish?
I hope I don't offend you. Visually.
I don't get it.
Oh, y'all are good people. Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Are you talking
Okay.
about your skin? How it looks kind
Yeah.
of weird?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Every place I've gone to, I've been beaten. I've been harassed. I've been stalked. I've been to so many towns and so many cities, and no one wants me.
Oh, I would love to follow you wherever you go.
You're always
little
welcome here,
extreme.
friend.
It sounds like he gets a lot of pain.
Oh, I
Hi.
forgot.
I don't know what that means, but you can take my life's worth if you want it.
I
Yeah,
pray to
Canis
the,
just likes
I
it.
pray to the goddess of pain.
I tried her.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she didn't do it for me. I'll be honest.
I have had the opposite result myself.
I'm really happy for you. That's why that's what brought me here. Is I'm looking for that star power. Renera tells me it's not a thing, but I've been in the library for the past week trying to read anything on that star power, trying to fix who I am and bring back my loved ones.
You can't bring anything back from the dead.
That's what Rhaenyra told us, so why would she tell you something different? I thought she didn't
Rhaenyra-
lie.
She told me it was always a myth, but I've tried everything and no one wants to help me or listen to me, and I kind of just feel like I'm on my own at this point.
Resurrection just seems a little sketchy, and I don't think you should be trying to do it.
Bobby is going to die if we don't fix his bite mark. The undead did that to him.
Yeah.
Undead?
It's just a flesh wound.
Tis but a flesh wound.
Speaking of, does anyone know where Zalen went?
No, can we trust
Undead?
him?
Are
No, we
y'all
can't.
just glancing over the undead part? What?
So
it's down on the beach.
there have been multiple fights, and I feel like nobody's talking about the first one on the ship. We're just glassing over
Multiple?
that. I thought we were being honest with everything.
I don't want to give Maple the wrong impression.
Hey,
The
listen.
wrong impression. You're lying to me.
I'm not lying.
I'm hiding. I ain't gonna
Lying by
I'm not hiding.
omittance.
I'm just omitting.
Tell him, Captain. What's the truth?
He is
He's
not, the captain.
Well, you see, there was a bit of a scuffle on the ship before we made it
Is he
out.
pretending to be drunk off the Arno Palmer?
yes.
I've got to find my enjoyment somewhere.
I follow him for his pain too.
Okay, so you had a scuttle on the ship. Did y'all kill the people who previously owned that ship?
No. They did that themselves.
Yes, we did. We killed them. They deserved
I'm
it.
sorry. Is this a suicide or a murder?
It was
Both?
It was in defense.
That's not a thing. Defensive suicide?
There,
It was an assisted
there was
suicide.
one rowboat and like 20 people. Everybody was fighting over the rowboat. We got on the rowboat. They tried to attack us because we wanted the rowboat. Then they started attacking their own captain. We just got on the rowboat and nobody else followed. We took the rowboat, sailed here, and then those sailors came after us, but they were dead somehow. And they came out of the water.
I bet
And
if
we
they
fought
don't-
them and destroyed them.
You know. Okay, you're the better captain. You knows you can go. I get it.
I bet if
Alright.
they don't start putting more rowboats on big ships in 1912, something bad is going to happen. And people will die.
You would
I just have a feeling.
That's a very specific date you pulled out there.
Is that what the goddess of pain told you?
Yes,
Yeah, I'm sure it was very painful.
very painful. The water is so cold.
Okay.
It's like
I
1,000
knew-
knives.
And y'all fought undead on the beach.
And I bet she said she'd never let go, and she let go of his hands immediately. But they
All right, Katniss, get serious.
They could have fit one more on that rowboat.
There was no way on that rowboat. There's no room.
Thank you. There
Siri
wasn't.
is
It would have
so mad
sunk.
talking
I
about
do.
that.
Well, you could have broke the rowboat in half and probably had 2 floating rowboats.
No, you couldn't.
She-
How are
they
you gonna
both had-
break?
she had a
the-
life
it's a
vest on.
solid wood door. How are you gonna break it in half?
Hope kept her
And
alive.
it-
Hope
there's
could break a
only so
rowboat.
much buoyancy.
Could have just
If you put
taken
more
the
weight
life
on it, it'll sink.
jacket, put it underneath, gave it some buoyancy. They
They
both
didn't
could have
have one?
lived. It would have
Okay.
been fine.
Use the
No.
smugness of Leonardo DiCaprio. It's heavy enough to break it.
No, I'm gonna get irritated. Get back to the story.
Sorry.
Okay. So you fought undead on the beach.
Something like that.
After we rode for a while in the dark.
Yeah.
With
Y'all
the
are
fog.
quite strong.
Yes, I am. Thank
Yes.
Okay. Well, everyone
flex
that
my
I
muscles.
know
you.
make it an open and honest table because y'all have been so kind to me, and you're the first people that are taller than a keg of beer to be around here in a hot minute. Besides Renera, but no, my village was kind of overrun by cultists, and they tried to harness the power of Mother Nature, steal it, and my father convinced me I had to do this. They call it a root draw. And when they tried to steal the power of a tree from me and put it in me, the tree seemed to have just mended with me. The nearby villagers realized we were kind of a cult, I guess, and the other elvish people attacked us. And they spared me because I was the freak mutant boy and kind of kept me to beat me until I escaped.
God.
I get the chills when you talk about getting beaten. It gives me the goosebumps.
Chill, okay.
Are those good goosebumps? Can I roll for perception on that? Or are those bad
They're
goosebumps?
good goosebumps.
Okay, yeah. And so I've gone from town to town just trying to find a way to fix me. And everywhere I go, people keep beating me. I'm just the freak show on wheels that people can...
Hey, Mr. Tree, maybe you just stay with us. We won't let you get beaten.
I definitely vote for that. Well, for the staying with us part.
For the beaten? Oh, for the stain. Okay.
We
I
won't,
appreciate-
I
I
will
appreciate-
not let you get beaten again. just for
I
looking
really-
like a tree.
I don't. I mean, do I look like a tree? I thought I
Do
saw
you
some
look like a
kinda-
tree? I don't know.
Well, I'm like maybe like a quarter tree looking. The skin just kind of looks barky and kind of rough and some.
So you just
ruby
look like
kinda
you need like
buttons.
lotion or something.
Are you ashy?
Okay, let's. I'm not ashy.
Like on a scale of 1 to Groot, how tree are you?
Because I'm picturing you're like
Um,
close to Groot.
No. I'm like God, if Groot. Maybe like we'll go at 8 Groot.
Are you like that
An
one girl
8?
from like the Hunger Games when she's dressed as a tree?
Who the? Fuck? What?
I don't get the reference. Yeah,
I know
Oh.
exactly what you're
from Hunger
talking
Games,
about.
and she gets completely naked in front of what's his face on the elevator.
What are you talking about?
Dressed
Oh,
like a
Joanna.
tree. Yeah, Joanna. She's
know
dressed
exactly
as wood because it's the lumber is
I'm
there.
googling it.
Thank you.
Joanna
Looking
Tree,
it up
Hunger
right now,
Games.
'cause I don't know what you're talking about.
She looks like a tree. Well,
She's not.
Camouflage yourself to look
Yeah,
like
okay,
a
let's
tree.
just go with like an 8th tree. That if I was standing next to a tree and a bit of a bush, you would be like, "Oh, there's. Oh, what's that?"
I'm not good with math.
Well, I think calling you Mr. Tree fits.
They call me Maple from the tree that failed to mend with.
Okay. Well, I like Mr. Tree.
I don't think he
Maple.
wants to be called that, Yaramir.
They
I'll
used to
think of
call me Woody and beat me and try and light me on fire.
Not Woody.
Why do people hate trees?
They don't hate trees. They hate the freak that looks like a tree.
Also, were you part of the cult?
My father convinced me I had to.
What was your cult's like mission statement?
The motto?
The,
I don't
the
know.
slogan
Their
of the
beliefs?
cult?
What is
Yeah.
your cult's mission statement? That is wild.
Yeah, well, mission statement.
I'm so glad this is recording. I could cry.
If it ain't Gaia, we light it on fire.
That's a good one.
Do they sell T-shirts with that on there?
They tried to brand it on me.
Do you still have those beliefs?
No, I didn't want to in the first place, but it was the only way I could save my mom.
What happened to your mother?
She was just sick, and we were told the other villages wanted to kill us.
Where did you grow up?
In a cult.
In a northern kind of snowy forest called Canoe.
Is that a real place?
Oh god, no, it's just Canoe. Just
It is now.
Okay. I didn't know if that was like
Okay.
a Canadian real place that he was bringing into.
All right, well that sounds mean.
I mean, he could have called it Happy Valley Goose Bay or some shit.
Could have called it Dildo Newfoundland too, right?
Oh my god.
I just
I've
think
been-
Happy Valley Goose Bay is funnier.
It is actually.
I'm just gonna awkwardly go silent and start munching
I-
on my bread.
I grew up in Canoe, and it no longer exists.
Why does it no longer exist?
Because everyone was killed.
Oh. Okay.
By the other villagers.
The other elves. I
Oh,
don't
that's
know if
why
I
you don't
your
like.
friend.
That's why you don't like Fen, because you are scared of elves.
I don't trust him. No.
Are you an elf?
I'm what you would call a wood elf, but in the most literal sense.
That's funny. You're a funny guy.
Irony follows me everywhere.
And
Let's
leaves.
see. Well, why don't we make like a tree and leaf?
Why don't
A
you
single
make, like,
tear,
a,
a
tree
single
and
tear
get
falls
out of
down my
here?
face.
gosh.
And it looks kind of like a maple drip.
Is he leaking?
Are you crying sap?
God, I just want pancakes.
It's what's syrup with me.
Did somebody say you want pancakes? I can whip some up in a jiff.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Yes, Grandma
please.
Sparkles, please. I've wanted pancakes this whole time, and he is syrup.
Yaramir, quick, make Maple cry. I have a whip.
Oh my God. Everybody you've ever loved has died.
I don't know if I want to be here anymore.
It's just for the pancakes.
Grandma Sparkles shortly returns with a plate full of pancakes, like stacked up high, probably a foot tall tower of pancakes for each one of you.
Oh my God.
She cooked these in like miraculous fashion in a very short amount of time, and she has 2 additional plates of pancakes that are equally heights high. And she goes,
Now, I'm not trying to rush y'all, but whenever y'all are done eating, could you please take these pancakes up to Farnoth and Tarnak? I don't think Tarnak's gonna be in the mood for eating, but I hate seeing people go hungry, so I at least want him to have it in case he wakes up.
Yes.
Anything for you, Grandma Sparkles.
Absolutely, Gammy.
Oh, thank you, dearies.
Absolutely.
Where are they at?
Oh, they're just in the temple. If you go outside this door and just keep going all the way up them long stairs, that big building over there with Bahamut on it, that's going to be the temple.
Okay. I start shoveling pancakes into my mouth, just gorging on them.
As I start to eat mine, you see me pull out my sickle, and there's like a strip of like a root almost sticking out of my arm, and I just like stick the end of the sickle in, and I kind of drag it like I'm cutting my arm, and that kind of maple kind of pours out, and I chip it onto the pancakes.
I hold my pancakes underneath you.
Yeah, I also hold my pancakes out for some syrup.
You see me kind of crying a little bit because it hurts, but I love that sugar.
I'm giggling because I like the pain that it's causing you.
oh gosh.
At this point, Bobby's just watching in the corner eating his pancakes.
Bobby, how are you feeling?
I feel fine.
That's
He
good.
says
We should
that
probably
as
keep
you-
monitoring that.
He says that as you look at the wound on his neck, it's turning into this kind of black coloration. The wound is sealed now, partly through some of the healing that was done to him, partly through just naturally, scabbing up or something. But you can see like the mass underneath this infection is, black, and the veins and things connected to this wound are kind of like spider webbing effect outside of this wound, starting to expand out.
Oh, it's
not-
necrotizing. Sick.
Get venom.
It's not
Get
too
venom.
far out now, but you can see it's starting to do that. Yeah.
Can I try healing him, or
Yeah,
is this
same. Can I
above
try
beyond my
cure
scope?
her wo-
Yeah, you can
cure-
heal him.
cure
I
wounds?
think he doesn't have full HP, so you could probably use
I
it either
think
way.
I'm missing 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to do that too. It's 1d8 plus 5. Plus 5. 7.
Yeah, that brings him up to full HP. Bobby, you can go ahead and do that on your character sheet and add full HP.
And while
But
I do this, can I say something?
Absolutely.
I will heal you, but only for future pleasure from your pain. Okay, and I'm done.
I don't know if I like her.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is so interesting.
You're welcome. For the goddess.
So as you cast the spell, Bobby, you feel like a sense of relief. Like it's not as an intense feeling as what Runera gave you when she kind of touched your wound earlier.
Not
but
a
you
field
do,
of puppies.
not a field of puppies this time, but you do feel like some radiant energy, some holy magic working its stuff, yada yada. However, the necrotized wound, so to speak, is not reducing in size or changing in color. It just kind of stays where it is.
Well, at
It
least
doesn't
it's not
cause you
getting
any
worse.
pain.
Mm-hmm.
As
Do
you
I
say
recognize-
that, the necrosis creeps like a half inch forward. You visibly see it just as he says that.
I slowly start to bring out my whip and I look at him like, eh?
Doesn't
You
cause
know,
any pain right now,
I
but
think I'm okay for now.
All right, you tell me when you need help.
I'll let
Oh.
you know.
Sorry. With all my readings, do I like recognize what's going on with him as well? Just from a medicine kind of standpoint?
give me a medicine check.
Give me like 10 minutes for the dice to roll.
Listen, I used the electronic dice last time and I got like all ones. So I'm using my hand dice today.
Yeah, K is bad.
I got a 15? I'm not sure. Hold on. Just double check here.
I retired my
it's
IRL
15.
dice because of
I
how
want
bad they
IRL
treated
dice.
me.
You take a look at this wound. You kind of examine it. Sounds like you may have some medical experience from the past. So you try and like look for wound marks and everything, but the actual bite marks themselves have been healed from the magic. So you don't see any actual like bite marks. You just see this necrotized lump under the skin, and you kind of poke at it to see if it does anything, and it feels a little hard to the touch. But other than that, you can't really make out what it is. It becomes apparent that whatever this wound is, it's not of this world. It's not, normal traditional medicine or anything. It appears to be something with almost a magical arcana type of connotation to it.
Okay. You see me kind of turn around and like ruffle through a little bit of a mini bag on my side, and I pull out this very small, like half-inch round berry, and I give it to him. Try this.
Oh, what's this? I
Yermir.
take it and eat it.
What is I buy? He says it all the time.
I don't know. I don't speak tree.
You can't say that. He wasn't always
I'm
a tree.
whispering to you.
I know, but I'm whispering back, saying that. He wasn't always a tree.
He's a tree now.
Hey, Maple, what kind of berry was that? Was that a good berry by chance?
It was one of the good berries. It's like a residual good berry I have.
So, Bobby, as you eat this good berry, you've already eaten an immense amount of food. You're probably, I would say, at least half full. I know you're a big, strong guy, and a barbarian probably wants to eat a lot of food, but with all the food Grandma Sparkles has given you, you're definitely not hungry. And as soon as you eat this good berry, you feel overwhelmingly full, like bloated and just, oh shit, I ate too much kind of feeling. You definitely have the itis right now.
Mm. Oh boy, that was way more than I expected that little berry to be.
He's right stoked. I'm so sorry.
What did you just give him?
I would like
It's
to
a
eat
good
on my
berry.
pancakes.
I felt like I ate just 3 times as much as I already did.
Never mind. I don't.
Now, why
know.
did you
I,
give that to him?
I thought it might help. I guess I was wrong.
Hmm.
I
Does
need to
Bobby's
go lie
wound
down.
look any different?
Bobby's wound looks exactly the same it did 2 minutes ago before ingesting the berry or before the medical examination.
Maple,
Okay.
do you grow these berries yourself on your bark?
Before I answer you, you see me look down the table, whisper, "Death follows me everywhere." Oh my god. I look up, just kind of pretending like I didn't say anything, and go, I make the berries. I can do a little magic.
Goodness, he grows berries.
I'm not a bush.
What?
I'm a tree.
Okay, when he did that whole mumble thing under his breath about everybody dying, I did the laughing "what the fuck" gif from Veep.
They're good berries. They're good berries. They're good berries.
I'm searching any part of like skin I can see to see if I can see where they're growing from.
Everybody, if you want to see if you know what the good berry is, give me a nature or an arcana check.
Arcana's
Don't have a good one for any of them.
10.
13.
It's coming.
Right away from Bobby's.
Hey, that's a nat 20.
Alright. Katniss, you don't think you've heard of a good berry. You kind of put the words together to kind of, extrapolate a good berry. Iramir, you recall that a good berry is some sort of like magical generated piece of food commonly used with maybe like druids or something. And then Bobby, you instantly recall some knowledge you've obtained somehow that a good berry.
I am a farmer.
You are a farmer.
My background
so
is farmer.
Through your agricultural background, you probably encountered druids or rangers or other people of the forest with some kind of magical abilities. They're able to cast a spell, able to generate, I believe it's like 10 good berries at a time. And these heal for a little bit amount of HP. They do generate, I think it's 1 hit point each. However, each good berry itself would fill a giant grown man like Bobby for an entire day. So if you eat 1 good berry, you really don't need to eat anything else in a given day.
I'm sorry. Maybe we should deliver the pancakes and just kind of go and get on with the going.
Yeah. I grab a plate of pancakes and get up from the table.
I grab a plate of pancakes and I hold it up to Maple's arm.
Still seeping a little bit, yeah.
Yes, suggestively.
I pull the sickle back out again, and you see me kind of cry a bit more as I just kind of drag it along the already present wound.
Oh my gosh.
Just kind of grimacing and gripping.
Do you let out like like a sigh or anything as you do it, or are you completely silent?
It sounds like leaves rustling in the wind.
Does a tear of sap come down as you do it?
He just has sap marks on his face. All the times he's cried syrup.
Like a fucking Shih Tzu with a stained face.
Yeah.
Ew.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, so we
Um,
get up to go leave.
Before we go, I just run over to Gammy. I kiss her on the forehead, and then I walk away.
Oh, thank you, Sugar. I haven't had a kiss from somebody taller than me in a long time.
I bite, and I walk away.
Thank you once
Oh.
again, Grandma Sparkles. And if you ever need anything ever, I will do whatever you need.
Oh, you're so sweet, dearie. I'm just glad to feed some more hungry souls. Y'all come back now anytime you want now, you hear?
God, I would die for him.
Do I have any gold?
You may.
I thought I
Yeah, she
did.
charges for this?
I don't see it in my backpack or my pouch.
It's in your inventory.
Yeah, inventory.
Yeah, I guess I'm broke because I don't see it.
Should be at the very
Wasn't-
top right above a button says manage inventory.
Yeah, it looks like.
Oh, I
there's
have
like a
25
icon.
gold.
Oh, I have 10.
It's a
I put
gold
one-
pierogi.
Somehow I have 15.
I flip Granny one
Farming, man.
one gold coin.
Oh, Sugar, I can't take this. I don't need gold for nothing. All I need is good, solid people that I can keep feeding and keep talking to. So instead of giving me this gold, you just come back for supper now. How about that?
I take my gold coin back.
Y'all take care now.
Okay, so everybody's going to the chapel now, right?
Yep.
Going
Alright.
to the chapel.
So you guys exit the dining room. You're now at what you could call the top of this cliff. There's kind of like a plateau above you, but there's no buildings or anything above there. It's just kind of a flat surface of this cliff. So you're more or less at the top of this winding road. There's a little bit more to go, but it's kind of a more gradual incline than the sharp incline down below. And you guys go through these stairs. You do see
Maple, do I need
this-
to move you? I'll move you. I don't know if he can see the map.
Oh, can I move myself?
Are you on the map?
He's on
He's
the
on the
map.
map.
I've been moving him this whole time though.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't seen myself.
If you're viewing the map on the browser, you should be able to see yourself.
We're trying
You
to
may
go
have to
up.
move, like scroll, use the scroll wheel to kind of zoom
oh my
in
God,
and out
yes,
of the
for the
map.
top. Sorry.
No, you're
Hey, what
good.
are those stars on the map?
Those are points of interest.
Oh, okay.
That first star down below would have been a statue of a dragon, so that would have been a statue of Bahamut, a much smaller version of the statue that's on the very top of this temple. And that star is actually inside the temple. That's going to be a separate thing that you'll see once you walk in there.
Okay.
And so as you guys walk up to this temple, it's this really just big stone structure, remarkable in the fact, in its size and kind of grandeur compared to the other kind of caves that have more or less just been carved down the side of the building or the side of the cliff to make you know, the kitchen and the shops and the rooms, things like that. This is an actual structure built on top or into the mountain, I should say. And as you go through these kind of great big wooden doors that kind of creak as you open them, you look inside, you see another statue in the center of the room. This is a statue of what appears to be a human male with 7 canaries or 7 birds, I should say, flying around him. And he's just kind of standing there with a sword, and he's holding the hilt of the sword, and the sword is stabbing down into the ground. And he's kind of got this pleasant, almost jovial expression on his face, like a slight grin. Just looks very powerful and welcoming at the same time. You can all roll a history check if you want to see if you know who this is.
Okay.
Do I know just from being here for a while?
Actually, yeah, you'd been here like a week, right? So you probably would have heard the story, probably would have asked this question if you didn't know who it was.
I got a 10.
I got 16.
I got 14.
Sweet. Iramir, Katniss, and sorry, what's your name? Maple. You guys, two of you that rolled history checks, you'll figure this out from past knowledge. Maple, you'll either know this from past knowledge or have heard it from Renera. Bobby, you're not quite sure why there's a human statue in this dragon temple, but I'm sure others will tell you in a second. Three of you that know what it is, you guys realize that this is the human form of Bahamut. You realize that some more powerful dragons like Bahamut and even Tiamat are capable of like transforming themselves into a human form, and they carry around kind of like a residual like dragon magic in their human form. So this particular magic that Bahamut had, he had 7 canaries that kind of flew around him at all times when he was in human form. So this is just a human symbolism of Bahamut rather than the dragon statues that you've seen kind of on top of the temple and down below where that first star was.
So humans can turn into dragons?
More like dragons can turn into humans, but only very, very powerful dragons. It takes a very long time of training, takes a lot of power. Typically, a dragon that could transform into a human is going to be one that's been around for a really long time and is obscenely powerful.
Okay.
I say out loud to nobody in particular, I wonder if the white dragon with blue eyes can change.
Oh my gosh.
I visibly roll my eyes.
As you guys observe the statue, you see the rest of the room. It's a pretty open concept type thing. There's kind of like an altar or shrine at the far end of the room towards what would probably be the western direction, just like looking straight ahead from the door. You see one kobold kind of walking around. She's kind of sweeping with a broom, and she sees you all walk in, and she looks a lot less curious than the other kobolds you encountered. She kind of just gives you a smile and a nod and continues her duties with sweeping. And then to the left, down in the left corner, you're going to see what looks like a makeshift infirmary. You basically see one bed, you see a human woman sitting in a chair beside the bed, and what appears to be a human man on the bed. It's a little difficult to, discern whether it's a male or female from this distance, but definitely looks humanish. And there's a makeshift curtain that's been put up that can be, drawn back or forward to kind of shield this person laying in this bed. But right now the curtain is open, so you can see both the people that would be in that space.
Okay. I start walking over to the people with my pancakes. And
Yeah, same.
I asked them if they ordered food from Grandma
Okay.
Sparkles.
So as you approach these people, you get a better look. You see the woman that was sitting in the chair. She kind of has like a light brown skin tone to her, long black hair, brown eyes, and she has a very large scar going from the top of her forehead straight down her left eye and then over her left cheek all the way about to where her jawbone is. So a very long, deep scar over her eye. She looks to be probably middle-aged, maybe in her 40s. She's wearing some kind of like leather tunic, almost like a light leather armor, maybe with some fur and other materials on it, but her arms are exposed, and you see kind of like these tribal looking swirly tattoos on her arm, and she has very, very big biceps that you can kind of presume that based off her scar and these biceps, this is probably somebody that's been in a few tussles before. And as your eyes kind of finish their assessment of this human female, you also notice that she is missing her right leg, and instead she kind of has like a wooden peg leg going on.
My
Is
eyes
she
light
pretty?
up.
She, I wouldn't call her traditionally pretty. Like if you were to think of the belle of the ball, it's probably not her, but she does have a certain, like cuteness about her. Definitely not ugly. She's just a little rougher around the edges. She definitely, like I said, is not an ugly person by any means, just maybe not as pretty as, say, Runara. You see the human male that's lying in the bed. He has longer hair, longer brown hair, kind of like a scruffy beard. Looks like he hasn't been shaved in a while. And he's covered in these spots as well. These kind of purple, looks almost like growths that are spread around his body. And he just looks like to be in deep pain. Even though he's not conscious right now, every breath he takes, he kind of wheezes. And you can see it hurts him as he takes each inhale. He kind of winces even in his unconscious state.
I'm gonna have to pick Katniss up off the floor.
I was just gonna say, I look at them like it's Christmas, like my eyes light
Oh
up.
my god.
I'm smiling, and I just kind of say, "You both have been touched by pain," and I kind of like bow at them while I hand them their pancakes.
Who the hell are you? You hear the female say.
Just ignore her. Here's our pancakes. Grandma Sparkle sent these.
Oh, I sure do love Grandma Sparkle. She makes sure we never go hungry up here. But I still ask my question again. Who the hell are you?
I kind of like step forward because I would have probably seen Varnoth a couple times as being here.
Maple? These people with you? You bring more folks around here?
They just showed up. They're not bad from what I can tell, but one of them really likes pain.
His syrup is on your pancakes.
Lady, you're fucking weird. I'm gonna need you to calm that shit down right now. Now listen, if Maple here says you're good, I'm gonna trust Maple. Maple's been good to us since he came in here. But you need to calm down with that weird shit, alright? You're making me uncomfortable.
Alright, we all have our things. Why don't you just back off a little?
Hey, how about you just hand over them pancakes? Y'all get going. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? Tarnak here's been asleep for more than a week. I can't even feed him no pancakes Grandma Sparkles makes. Now I got y'all coming up here. This lady over here looks like she's doing something that I don't like her doing around me because of what Tarnak's feeling. I don't like this much at all.
Well, we don't mean you any harm. We just wanted to bring you your pancakes. Grandma Sparkles asked us to deliver them.
Takes them kind of forcefully. I would say more passive aggressively than aggressively.
Well, you're not going to be rude.
I asked Varnock, is Tarnak showing any signs of improvement?
Nah, Maple. He's still doing the same he's been for a week. I think it might actually be getting worse now. Sometimes in his... Well, I don't really know. Maple, I know you heard this story before, but...
Listen.
I'll go ahead and let you strangers know if you're so goddamn curious. Tarnak here, I found him in a cave just on the southern part of the island. He goes there pretty often, finds these weird talking mushrooms and trades with them or something or other. I never paid too much attention, and I never trusted them much. And one day he left to go to this cave, and he didn't come back for a day. So next morning I geared up, took the boat out, and I went to the cave. I found him passed out on the floor there, and I saw them purple little growths all over him already, and I didn't see no talking mushrooms or nothing, so I just packed him up in the boat and hightailed it out of there and tried to get Renara to help him, but even her healing powers weren't much to his current state at least, and he's been asleep ever since, if you can call it asleep.
Do I have healing powers, or do I just heal wounds?
You have like that's kind of the same thing. Healing powers, healing wounds. Like you heal wounds through your healing powers.
But can I heal sickness? Or can I only heal wounds?
Right. I would say you can't cure sickness. There's actually a separate spell for that. But generally, unless it's a very sickness is a very specific condition. Let's say poison or I think sleep is another kind of effect. So status effects, right, would be a sickness, and then just a general damage would be healing a wound.
Okay. So I'm not a doctor, but I can.
No,
I'm like a battlefield medic.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's clarifying. Where was this cave at? On the island?
Yeah, it's I mean, it's not too far away. You can't go too far away on this goddamn island. It's a little claustrophobic, but I could show y'all where to go. I don't know why y'all want to go down there.
Maybe we can find something to help your friend.
Huh. You know, it's funny you say that. And as she says that, you hear a deeper gasp, a more painful gasp than you heard since you've arrived from Tarnak, and she kind of looks over concernedly, and she reaches down and she kind of grabs his hand and just kind of holds it. Well, I guess there ain't no harm in telling y'all this. Again, if Maple vouches for you, I just have to trust Maple here. But
they're new, but They seem cool.
All right. Well, Tarnak's been asleep here, so I went rooting through his things. I'm not normally one to do that, but I figured I could find something that could help, and I found his journal. And in his journal, he talks about these goddamn mushroom people and says that they worship or something. They hold in reverence some kind of big red mushroom that they never let old Tarnak here have. He'd have to grab the other mushrooms. And he wrote about it in his journal, though. I forget what he called it. I'd have to look it up. But in his journal, he says that this mushroom is capable of healing just about anything. Very rare, apparently. So if you guys could go down to that cave and bring me back this red mushroom, we might be able to save Tarnak with it.
Can we take a look at his journal?
I suppose, but don't go reading too much of it. And she hands you the journal.
Scout's honor. I start reading the journal.
All of it.
Yep.
Writing all down, your second book.
So in this journal, curiously, you see torn pages, quite a few torn pages. And the earliest date that you find in the journal is about a year prior to the current day's date. And in this journal entry, it just talks about him being at Dragon's Rest. You see some things about him. You see the initial discovery of this cave. He went exploring. He talks very passionately about cooking and finding new plants and trying new recipes and growing things himself. And then he starts to get into mycology. And so he finds this cave. He talks about finding these glowing mushrooms in a cave. And once he found these mushrooms, he found these mushroom people that he refers to as myconids. Describes them as very large creatures that look almost like a humanoid mushroom. They're capable of speaking to him through what he describes as magic. He doesn't understand how they're able to talk. He just knows it's not in the traditional sense. But they've had a good relationship. He describes how they feed on like old moldy bread. So he gets all the moldy bread from Grandma Sparkles and takes it to these myconids and exchanges the moldy bread for their glowing mushrooms they have in their cave. And they seem to have a pretty good relationship. You get to the entry about this red mushroom. He refers to it as a ruby morsel. And he goes on for pages and pages about how rare and how special it is, and how it's capable of healing any ailment known to man, and that it's been used to heal. You see some very kind of like rare diseases that he lists in there that he cites have been cured by this ruby morsel before, when all else was said to not have worked. And then he kind of rants about that. And then the rest of the journal is more or less normal. You don't find any kind of juicy details in there, just lots of mushroom talk and flower talk. And then the last journal was about a week ago, maybe like a week and a day. And he just says that he's going to make another trip down to the myconid cave and try and get some more mushrooms for a big special dinner he was planning to make for the entire cloister here.
I think we should go. But I think we should take a rest because I'm out of spells. And I think we should get dinner and get bread and take bread with us.
And as you guys were reading that journal, talking about this red mushroom with this lady, you also remember that Runara had also mentioned a red mushroom when she was talking about possible things to cure Bobby. And she had originally referred you guys to come in here and talk to Varnoth to get information about this mushroom. So just make sure you guys are remembering that as well.
Yep.
I did not.
Mm-hmm.
No worries, I got you.
I wasn't there.
And again, like a more deeper, exasperated, painful sigh is gonna come out of Tarnak. And he winces deeply, and he exhales with just as much pain. And before he wasn't exhaling with pain, he was just inhaling with pain.
Ew.
Jesus. I ask oh my gosh, Sarah, who are you again?
Which Sarah?
Varnoth.
Sorry,
sorry.
both of you. Sarah? What's your name again? Like, what's your
Iramir.
Iramir. Okay. I ask Iramir. Iramir, I've never read that book. Do you think that mushroom could help me?
I don't know if is your treeness like a sickness.
They said it was the arcane.
I mean, we can try it. It doesn't hurt to try. We need a mushroom for this guy on the bed. You know, mushroom for Bobby, and if we find a third one, you can take it.
That sounds nice.
I think you
I
should
gotta
embrace your
scroll up.
treeness.
Yeah, I like you as a tree.
We
Free
get
syrup.
berries and syrup.
Jesus. I just acknowledge it with a head nod. And you said there was a little like, container of water in there, right? Like a little
Sure.
area? Was there?
There could be, sure.
Okay,
Let's say
I
there's.
stick my index finger in it and I just kind of make ice as I do, like little circles and little shapes in the water.
Oh, Maple, you always got them fancy tricks.
Where has his finger been?
Okay, Candace, calm down.
That's gross. He put his finger in their drink. Come on.
Now,
I just cool it down for everybody.
Can you not do it from
Honestly-
the outside of the glass?
I can only if I'm touching water.
Interesting.
do y'all have magic powers like Maple?
I cannot make ice.
divine powers.
Divine, you say?
Yes.
I know we got off on the wrong foot, and you have to pardon me. I'm not normally as grumpy. It's just, well, Tarnak, he means a lot to me. I've known a lot of people in my life, and I've had a lot of people work for me, and I've never had a friend though until I met Tarnak. So you have to forgive me if I get a little grumpy because of his condition. But you all seem like honest folk, and I know y'all are gonna go get that mushroom now to help him. Do you think you could try using your divine magic just to see if you can help him? I know Renaris tried it, and it helped a little, but I don't know. I'm just willing to try anything at this point.
I can try, but really my magic only helps heal wounds and not sickness.
I mean, as long as it doesn't hurt him, I think anything's worth a try at this point. I don't think he's got much longer for this world. This has been going on a week, and he can't eat properly, can't drink properly, and these little purple spots, these growths just keep on spreading. And his wheezing, you probably heard, keeps getting worse too. So I don't know. I'm willing to try anything at this point.
Can I see what the spots they're talking about are? And do they look anything similar to what I have growing on me?
Yeah, so you approach him. You kind of just see his neck, and his neckline up exposed, and you can see on the top of his shoulders these purple growths growing on him. They don't look similar to what you're seeing, and right now the sheet is covered. But I'm sure if you were to ask Farnoth, to do a medical examination, it wouldn't be an issue if you wanted to further examine.
Is there any chance I could take a look to see exactly what's going on? Because I have my own issues, and I pull down the collar of my shirt a little bit and show the wound I have.
Damn, that's nasty. I mean,
yeah, I know, right?
That I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to take a look. Just don't go looking at his, that'd be a little weird.
Okay.
I wasn't thinking about it until you said something.
Hey, your
about
friend
it.
here's a little freaky, so I'm just making sure the rest of you aren't.
I make sure to tuck my whip farther into my back and kind of put my armor over it.
Okay, so Bobby, you kind of pull this blanket sheet, whatever it is, back, and you see his entire body from his shoulder down to his waistline, was where his pants start, is covered in these purple lumps. Some lumps bigger than others. They're kind of almost like a giant purple rash, with some of the almost blistering at some portions. It looks very gross, very disturbing. However, it does not look similar to what's on your neck. This is purple versus black. These are very large growths, whereas your wound seems to be fairly noticeable at the bite mark, and then that kind of necrosis in the veins kind of spreading, but not spreading the growth itself, so to speak.
Gotcha.
Okay, can I? Oh, sorry, I finished your turn.
No, it's fine.
Can I
Oh.
cast Cure Wounds?
Before
Will that
she-
do anything?
You can certainly try.
While she's
What were
doing
you gonna
that,
say?
I get goosebumps, but like I also kind of gag when I see it. It's not
What?
good.
Yeah.
It's not good goosebumps. It's gross.
Cat, what were you gonna say?
No. I'm sorry. I read this wrong. Go ahead. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Now I just hit the button, right? The 2d8 plus 3.
You don't necessarily have to roll for any kind of healing amount here. Just mark that as a spell slot that's been used.
Okay.
So how do you cast this? Is it like a distance
It's
thing? Do you touch
touch.
him? Okay.
You have to touch it.
So
yeah,
you can
just touch a non-gross part, like his forehead.
all right, yeah, his forehead's pretty clear. Like his face and stuff looks clear. It's really from the shoulder down. So you kind of just, touch his head, and again, radiant light emits from your fingers and kind of emits a small glow directly into his forehead, and you see a very subtle glow kind of spread down to his body. And as you're doing this, as you walked up to him, he's still wincing with pain as he inhales and exhales. And as you touch him with your healing power, you hear one deep inhale as and he takes a deep exhale with no wince of pain behind it, and he starts to breathe normally, and you see deep, even breaths as his chest cavity, inflates and deflates with each breath, and there's no more wincing or wheezing, and he looks a little bit more at peace than before. However, the spots that are all over his body seem to have not been affected by the spell.
Okay, I have a bonus action called Purify Poison. Can I try that?
Hmm.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, you can certainly try that.
It's lay on hands, Purify Poison. I don't roll anything for it. It just says it's a
It's a
bonus
cantrip.
action.
Oh.
It says you can expend 5 HP
It'd
from the
be
pool of
part
healing.
your class ability
Lay on
for
hands,
being a paladin.
HP. Yeah, go for it. So you do have to expel 5 HP. So make sure you deduct that. And then you cast.
5 of my HP?
I think it's a pool from lay on hands.
You have a
Should
pool of
be.
healing power that replenishes when you. Oh yeah, sorry, you're right. So you basically have a floating pool of 5 hit points, and you can use that to heal others, or you can use that to purify poison in this chance. If you purify the poison, that's like all 5 hit points that you have kind of floating around. So you're kind of expending all of your paladin healing energy, the special healing energy at least, to try and purify this poison.
Okay. So I'll do that then.
Yeah, so you cast, and this looks kind of similar to what you did before, but a little bit more powerful. There's a little bit more soul into it, so to speak. And you kind of lay your full hand on top of his forehead, and you emit this energy. And as this energy kind of flows through his body, you see the spots turn from purple to more of like a skin colored, if you will. They don't look purple anymore, and they start to reduce the swelling a little bit, but they're still not completely gone. You did seem to have some kind of positive effect. You can't really, since he's no longer in physical pain, you don't see any kind of change in his attitude because he is kind of comatose still. But you notice that, again, that purpleness is gone, and some of the swelling, some of the blistering has gone down a little bit.
Okay. Well, we bought him some time.
Oh my gosh, what'd you do?
Just power of God, baby.
Praise be to Bahamut. I'd never seen nothing so powerful in my life. Not even Ronera could do that to him. Do you think he's gonna be okay now?
I think we definitely bought him enough time to go find a mushroom.
Listen, I can't thank you enough. I know we just met, but you've done more for Tarnak here than anybody on this island's been able to do since this happened. So, thank you. I believe I owe you some compensation for what you're able to do here. If you don't mind, I'll go find some payment. I hope gold's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, I got a little bit of, what do you call it, retirement fund. And listen, if y'all find this mushroom and bring it back, whether or not it helps Tarnak, I can't say for sure if it will, but just going out there and getting it means a lot. So I'll be sure to reward you even more if you do that for me. For Tarnak, I mean.
But that's
anyways,
really not necessary.
no, I gotta repay my debts. I don't like folk doing something for nothing. I don't believe in that. Everything has got a price, and I'll pay whatever it is.
We accept your offer.
Yeah, thanks, strange one. I'll go grab that gold now. Where can I meet y'all later? I gotta go back to my house. Are you guys gonna be here still, or should I go find y'all elsewhere?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go take a nap.
Yeah, a long rest.
Okay, you're probably down in the guest quarter, so to speak, that Renera gives everybody. Okay, I'll meet y'all down there later. If y'all are sleeping, I'll just drop the gold by y'all's door. Nobody's gonna steal it around these parts.
Sounds good.
Thank you. And she kind of gets up and leaves to go get her gold, and you guys are now in the temple, still beside Tarnak, this human male that appears to be very sick, although in a much better state than before. And there's still that kobold in the corner kind of sweeping with her broom.
Can we whisper to each other?
Yeah, the kobold that's sweeping is pretty far away. She's at the complete opposite side of the temple, and she doesn't look to be super interested in you, despite not seeing you before. She seems pretty intent on doing her duties.
Okay. So I whisper to the group and I say, I don't know. Everything we've heard about this mushroom, it is one singular mushroom, not multiple mushrooms. What do we do if we only find one? We need to help Bobby.
Maybe we could make a stew with the mushroom
Wouldn't that
and
dilute
dole
the
out
power?
doses.
Who says we need a whole mushroom? Maybe we just
Cut it
need
in
part of the
half?
mushroom.
Yeah.
Maybe the myconoids have more?
I don't know.
Why don't we find the mushroom people and talk to them? And if there's only one mushroom, I think we give it to Bobby.
Maple, I think you need to come to terms with your uniqueness and you should love yourself for the beauty of that.
Don't make me do it.
We'll talk more about that later.
More maple starts seeping from my eyes.
See, this is why I don't want to heal him. Look at it. It's beautiful.
It's delicious.
Every day is pain.
Oh.
Okay, I
Alright,
started
so-
walking.
Yeah, we gotta go take a long rest.
Okay. As you guys go down past the kitchen, Grandma Sparkle is out there kind of sweeping the steps, and she stops you guys on your way down.
Oh, hi again, y'all. Did y'all deliver those pancakes for me?
Yes, they've been
Yes,
delivered.
ma'am.
Oh, y'all are just the sweetest. Now listen, I know y'all are probably tired, that's okay, but I just want to invite y'all to supper tonight. Usually, every night in the cloister, one of us is assigned dinner duty, and we take turns cooking. And once we go through everybody on the list, we all do, I guess you'd call it a potluck, you know? Everybody brings their own dish, and we all get to just get together and have a nice feast with everybody bringing a little something. And I know y'all are tired, and y'all probably had a really busy day. Definitely come out to eat, but I'm just saying, if y'all want to cook anything, you're more than welcome to go into my kitchen, pick anything out you like, and make whatever you need to make, or that you want to make to bring to our supper tonight. And again, even if you can or don't want to cook anything, that's understandable, but please, I'd love to see your faces there. Y'all are just a bunch of cutie patooties. I could just pinch your cheeks off.
Grandma Sparkles, you are the sweetest, kindest creature to ever exist.
By any chance,
You're
do
too
you have any?
sweet.
Do you have any bread that is moldy?
Yeah, I keep a pantry full of the old bread. Tarnak used to take it down to some friends of his. They used to play down on the beach together, I think.
Yeah, have a few loaves.
Oh yeah, honey, you can take all you want, Tarnak. As you saw, he ain't been doing too well, so you can take whatever you need from there. What's mine is yours, sweetie.
She's so nice. I take
I
5
love
loaves. I don't know how big the loaves are, but I take 5.
Oh, it's just like a sack, like a burlap sack of moldy bread. So
Okay.
the whole sack has, it has a lot more than you probably need for any reasonable thing you'd need a moldy bread for.
Yeah, I take the whole sack.
You're actually doing me a favor. I was just starting to get worried I might need to throw that out, so thank you, sweetie.
Okay. And then I keep walking towards the room to sleep.
Wait, do we have enough time to sleep before dinner? What time is
Yeah,
it?
so right now it is
9
let's say
a.m.?
no, it's a little bit later than that. I'd probably say like 10
Okay.
10 o'clock. Like 2 hours have elapsed since you guys kind of began conversing with everybody. 10 o'clock, it's about 8 hours for a long rest. So you'd wake up at 6 p.m. and Grandma Sparkle says,
We eat dinner around 8 o'clock, so if y'all want to go take a nap, I think you'd have just enough time to whip something up real quick. You just come up here. I'll even help you if you need some help. I'm always glad to teach someone how to cook.
Perfect. Well, I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'll be back to make something.
Same.
Sleep sounds like a good idea.
And snuggle for warmth.
I only need. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you probably don't need as much sleep as these guys, but you're welcome to take a long rest and just read a book or chill out, do whatever you want to do for 8 hours, or if there's something you want to do while they sleep, you can do that as well.
Yeah, I mean, just before I go to sleep, I think I'm just gonna cast Goodberry twice, if I could, before I do a bit of a long rest to recover those spell slots.
Is
Yeah,
there
go for it.
is there any like privacy in this room?
No.
Oh,
It is
I
a
need
series of like
privacy.
bunk beds and like maybe one or two like single. They're not even beds. The single pieces are like hammocks, pretty much.
She has a nightly ritual.
I must pay penance to my goddess.
Oh, you're gonna have to do it in the room. There's no privacy. You could try and wait until people fall asleep,
Okay,
but
I
you
wait
might have
till
to roll a
people-
stealth check.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll roll a stealth check because I don't want to do it in front of people. Okay. Oh shit.
Oh, and by the
You
way,
don't-
Maple, your good berries do expire after 24 hours, so just keep,
Yes.
next day they'll be gone pretty much. Keep that in mind.
I got 20. I'm gonna use them real good.
So
Be aware, Candace. Our hammocks are right next to each other.
my stealth check is 11 because I rolled a 12 and it's -1.
Describe to me what this ritual is, and I'll tell you whether or not that's good enough for a stealth check.
It's self-flagellation.
Oh Jesus.
Can you give a Wikipedia definition for the class in case somebody
So,
doesn't know what that means?
I take my whip. I have to take off my armor. I have to get down into like my shift, and I whip myself to bring pain and pleasure for my goddess.
How many times?
Well, I mean, I healed Bobby. I tried to heal him once. I definitely healed him a second time. So that at least like 5 times.
Sounds
Okay.
loud.
Yeah, so you go to take your armor off, and the sound of your I believe you have heavy armor on,
I
right?
do.
The sound of your metal armor kind of clinks, and you're trying really hard, when you're up late at night and you don't want to wake people up, and you do something and it sounds 10 times louder than it probably is. That kind of happens with your
Nuclear
armor,
bomb.
and you look around and you see some people kind of move their heads, but their eyes aren't open. They're just kind of rustling around. So you think you may be good, and you get this whip out, and you're like, all right, I got to do this as quiet as possible, but still, you got to bring that pain. You got to bring pleasure for your goddess, so you got to get a good whip in. And you go to do that first whip, and it goes, "Waka!" and cracks and echoes to the room. And everybody wakes up like, what the hell's going on? And everybody just sees you in your underwear, whipping yourself on the floor like some kind of mad woman.
I unfortunately, on the third whip, in front of everybody, I moan.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
God.
Oh my god.
I uncomfortably roll over to face the other way.
I say out loud as I'm staring at you. This is why me and the pain goddess didn't work out. And then I also roll back over.
I pretend to have continued to sleep through the entire thing.
Can I be finished now?
Well, yeah, it's
You
only
said it
polite.
shamefully.
Okay, two more whips. Done.
Okay, so after the most awkward sleep of probably your entire lives, Zaylin and Jeff Gordon, by the way, slept soundly through that all. They're
Not
actually-
Zaylin. It was Finn.
Yeah, Zaylen's hiding by the.
That's right. Finn and Jeff, they're cuddling and they slept through it all. They gave each other so much comfort they didn't even wake up to the sound of the whipping.
Oh, God.
And then 8 hours elapse. You wake up at approximately 6 p.m. and the evening is yours.
I go to the kitchen.
Just curious how much more we want to continue without the other 3 members we have.
I thought Shady was coming.
No, Shady said he's not
wasn't.
gonna make it.
Oh shoot, sorry. Okay.
Not
I
today, at
think
least.
I think we can keep going another 30ish minutes, like our scheduled stop time.
Because
Um,
don't we have to cook?
Yeah, you guys are gonna do the supper thing. It sounds like, and that's probably gonna take us to the end of the session. Definitely before you guys go out for the cave. That would definitely be next session. We do not have time to do all that.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So I wake up and I don't look at anybody in the face and I start leaving. And then can I stop in the store before like I get to the kitchen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I go to the store to go look around. What's
I'm going with her.
You walk into the store and you see a kobold here. Looks kind of like a standard kobold. Nothing particularly stands out about her color or her size. However, she appears to have 2 wings on her back. However, she's not hovering or flying. The wings, from what you can kind of make out, look a little tattered. And you get the impression that maybe they don't exactly work all the way, at least. So she's kind of walking around and it looks like she's trying to close up shop, like she's kind of tidying things up, and she hears this little bell, ding ding, walk in as you open the door, and she looks and goes, well, look who we have here. If it isn't the visitors of the hour, or I guess at this point, the day, since it's been a long time since you guys showed up, and you haven't come say hi to old Mila here. Welcome to Mila's Trading Post. I'm Mila. This is my trading post. It's always good to meet some new friends that would love to take a look at my wares. I was just about to close up shop, but for you beauties, I'll stay open a little bit longer. Feel free to peruse any of my wares. I have some weapons here. You look like mighty warriors. I have some provisions, though not a lot. I've heard through the grapevine that the Compass Rose is not going to be coming here after all, and they had all of my supplies. I do have a little bit of alcohol, some of the only alcohol you can get your hands on this place. And I also have some travel food, nothing expensive or extravagant, but enough to get you by. Anything you
Alcohol,
ladies
you
are
said.
interested in? And Bobby? I mean, this guy? Bobby, you inquired about the alcohol?
My ears perk up immediately at the sound of alcohol, having not drank anything since the Compass Rose. My character's kind of an alcoholic.
You look strong and thirsty. That's my favorite type of customer friend to have. What kind of drink would you like to partake in, good sir?
Whatever the strongest thing you have is.
I like you. Tell you what, I don't sell this stuff to just anybody, but I got a good feeling about you. I got some, let's call it homebrew that I whip up from time to time. You'd be interested in that?
Ooh, would I?
It cost a little pretty penny more, though, than your typical junk, since I have to go through the labor of making it myself. A jug of it will cost you 20 gold.
Oh, 20 gold. Oh, that's more than I was expecting. I've only got 15.
Well, I'll sell you some of the cheaper stuff. That stuff's just a few silvers. But my stuff, it's my personal stash. I just thought you were a connoisseur. You looked like you might have some money. It's okay. I'm wrong about things from time to time. Not everybody can be rich and successful. I get it. It's okay. I'll give you some of the cheaper stuff. How about that?
I guess it'll have to do.
Okay. Let's see. I got some scotches. I got some whiskeys. Got some. They call this stuff tequila.
Oh my
What do you
God.
want?
Oh, that tequila stuff sounds great.
All right. That's gonna be 2 silver pieces, please, per bottle.
I'll buy 5 bottles.
You got it. Show me the coin.
I hand over 1 gold coin.
That'll do. Pleasure doing business with you, sir.
Anytime.
I'm sorry, was there any like health potions or herbs for like healing?
I got a few health potions. They've been lying around here a while. I'm not sure just how potent they'll be. They've been sitting on my shelf. I don't get a lot of people in need of that type of healing. Normally, Runara takes care of that stuff. But yeah, I got some potions here. I'll tell you what, I'll sell you 1 per gold piece. How about that?
But if we don't know how potent they are, how can you charge gold?
Oh, honey, I still paid for them. I meant to say they're the best healing potions this side of the ocean. You'll never find anything like this on the whole rest of the island. That, I promise you, guarantee, hand to Bahamut. And by the way, you guys did find, I forgot to say this, but you guys did find a pile of 50 gold as you left your room. That was payment from Varnoth for healing her friend Tarnak.
You mean I found a pile of 50 gold?
Yes, you found a pile of 50 gold.
Damn straight.
Irmir, would you buy me
What's up, girl?
Would you buy me some health potions, please?
I suppose. How many do you want?
What-
I'm not paying a gold piece per. You're not trying to swindle me.
Swindle? Who's swindling here?
You're swindling me.
This is a trading post. You trade me gold for a potion.
I'll give you 5 silver pieces for 1 potion.
Oh, I don't like that.
That sounds very fair, especially since we don't know how potent they are because nobody has been using them.
And we don't know how long they've been sitting here, and you said yourself
There's a
that they
layer
weren't that
of
potent.
dust.
Listen, ladies.
Linda.
I'm trying so hard not to metagame right now.
I don't know what that means.
I know what the cost of health potions is normally.
Oh, yeah, I don't. So.
Give me 1 sec. I'm just trying to do some conversion because I don't know the conversion stuff.
It's
What,
10
gold to
silver
silver?
pieces to 1 gold.
10 silver to 1 gold.
Pretty much
And-
everything is 10x except for Electrum, which is weird.
Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
2
And you-
for 1.
And you guys are offering 5 silver for 1 potion?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
half price, basically.
Listen, I'll sell it to you at a discount, but only if you buy my whole stock.
How
I got
many-
5. I got 5 potions in here.
That's exactly how much I wanted. Was 5 potions? Yes.
Shh. Yes, we'll begrudgingly take 5.
She hands you 4.
Where is the 5th potion?
Oh, sorry. I thought I must have miscounted. She puts a 5th one on the table.
I grab it. I
Okay.
grab all of them.
I hand over 2 gold pieces and 5 silver pieces. Right? 25
Yep.
silver. Okay.
Well, I can't say it was a pleasure doing business, but hey, at least it was doing business with you. She takes the silver coins and kind of scurries them, shuffles them off the table onto her hand and puts them in a little pouch hanging from her waist. Now, is there anything else I can interest you in, or can I start closing up my shop?
May I ask you one question?
Sure. Asking questions is free, normally.
Why do you have wings and nobody else does?
Well, why are you so short and those other three people are tall?
I was blessed with my height.
I was blessed with wings.
Interesting.
You never seen kobolds before?
No, not in the mountain.
Figured. Well, it's a little offensive to ask such questions, but forgive your ignorance this one time, seeing as we are mutual acquaintances now that we've exchanged some currency and some goods. The kobolds can have wings, there's not much to it. You might notice I'm not flying around, zipping around like a big old fancy dragon. That's because, well, my wings broke, so no more flying for me, even though I got wings. Yeah, I know. Ha ha, Milo the flightless dragon. Ha ha ha, it's so funny. I get it. But I may not be able to fly, but I sure can swim good now. If I can't take to the skies, I'm gonna be down below the tides.
Why did you not use one of these health potions to fix your wings?
Oh, I wish it was that simple. Health potions may fix some things, but... well, they can't fix everything.
Have you heard about a red mushroom?
I think I heard Tarnak talking about that. I don't know much about it, though. It doesn't sound too expensive. It just sounds like some, little mushroom grown in a cave. Can't really sell that, can I?
Not to sell, to use.
Why would you use something when you could sell it? See? I don't know what you guys are on about. I can't help you there.
You're a strange one, Lila.
Now, hey, actually, since we're trading information, I know you guys I heard that you guys came in on the Compass Rose, sank or something, yada yada. But I do got a question. If you guys know where that ship sank, because you see, it had a lot of goods that I was looking to procure, and without them, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to stay in business much longer. So if you could just tell me where it is, I can go there.
Mila, I can answer that question for you, but unfortunately, it would cost 2 gold pieces and 5 silver pieces.
Just gonna say the same thing.
I would hate you if I didn't want to kiss you so bad right now. A woman after my own heart. Listen, how about this? You tell me where it's at, and maybe I give you something for free once I get my shipment.
What kind of stuff's in there? What if I don't even want anything?
Well, add a fresh shipment of things like healing potions, the kind that haven't been sitting on my shelves for so long. Add a few, let's call them interesting new weapons to replace the rusty toothpicks that I have behind me. We'll work out an arrangement once I have it in hand, but Scout's honor.
Can we? Can we trust this person?
Do an insight check.
Do we both do it? All 4 of us, I guess, actually.
18.
I would say
22.
Was that a nat 20?
No, it was 18 plus 4.
Okay.
I had to count out loud.
You deduce from her demeanor that she's probably not the most honest person based on your interactions so far. However, she doesn't seem to give any kind of indicator that she's going to rip you off in this deal. Basically, if she appears to be the type of person that if she were to make a deal, she's probably going to uphold her into the bargain. She may try and negotiate the best possible outcome for herself, but she's not going to entirely screw you over.
Okay. So I get very close to her. Like, I get close to her bubble, but I'm not, like, in the bubble. But I get very close, and I say, you give us first dibs on your weapons and health potions, and we have a deal.
Now, I'm not gonna give you first dibs. I'll give you what I think is appropriate for the work.
It's just not good enough.
For what work?
I want a good weapon off the steel.
You know what, ladies? It's getting late. I gotta close up shop.
Okay.
I'll go find it myself. I'll spend weeks down there before I know it, but I don't like being bossed around and getting terms set for me. So, I'm gonna have to dissolve this partnership before it ever begins.
All right, and if we find extra red mushroom, we don't heal your wounds.
I'm not interested in no red mushroom. I'd give a shit about my wings. Wings don't mean anything to me. I don't care if mech and men still have theirs. Fuck them. I got my shop. I don't need wings.
If who?
I already walked out the door.
I follow Aramir.
Before everyone else as everyone else leaves, I let them walk out, and before I leave, I give hints as to the location of where it was last seen.
Why were you no good do-gooder? God.
Bobby, you are a man that is a good friend, I can tell. Well, a good business partner at least. Tell you what, for that information, I'll even pay you up front. You want some of this? And she hands you a jug of that homebrew alcohol she was trying to sell you for 20 gold pieces.
Oh, thank you already.
Yeah, just remember, don't say I never did nothing for you.
I appreciate it. And I start drinking the home-brewed alcohol.
This homebrew alcohol, it tastes like jet fuel. It even to an experienced drinker like yourself, it burns your tongue before it even touches it. Like as soon as you put your mouth over the opening of the jug, your tongue is on fire as it hits your tongue and goes down your esophagus and everything. It causes such a strong burning sensation that it causes you to almost I guess this really depends on how heavy a drinker you are, but to a normal person it would cause them to really like writhe in pain from drinking this.
Bobby lives to be drunk.
Give me a constitution saving throw actually.
1 second. Ooh, oh! Dirty 20.
Nice.
Okay. You
Bobby
chug it,
lives to get drunk.
you feel that feeling and you just ignore it and you keep down in that shit. You very quickly feel the effects. You're drinking it in the store, right?
I drink it. I start to drink it in the store and continue on my way with it.
How much are you drinking? Are you drinking the whole thing or are you gonna like save some of it for dinner?
Say by the time from the shop up to the dinner hall, for lack of a better term, I drink about half of it.
Okay. Before you get halfway to the dinner hall, so about 25% of the way through this jug at that point, the whole world gets really blurry. It's probably something that you're accustomed to being a drinker, but you're definitely feeling the drunken effects of this going forward.
Hey, that's some good shit.
In addition to having drunken effects, you feel like you could take on the whole frickin' world right now, baby. You're going to have a 25% of the alcohol drink. I'm going to say you're going to have a plus, let's say a +2 strength.
Ooh. All right.
Before we get too far, like while Bobby was in there, was there a way for us to like poke our heads in the other shops?
You can poke your heads in there, and they just look like living quarters for the kobolds.
Okay. I just wanted to see more of the map revealed.
I can reveal it for you, but there's going to be really not much in there. It's just kind of ugly to look at.
Okay, fine.
Just some like hammocks and stuff for the kobolds to sleep in. And then you would have seen, if you poked your head in on the way to the shop, you would have seen 2 normal beds. And you could kind of deduce that it's probably somebody that requires better living quarters than Kobold, so it's probably the living quarters of one being Tarnak and the other being Vernoth.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. I head to the kitchen.
All right.
That's where I am.
You guys get to the kitchen. Bobby is very drunk. You kind of see him kind of stumbling left to right as he walks up. And you guys go into the kitchen. Grandma Sparkles is in there. It's still about 2 hours until dinner time. It's a little after 6 o'clock at this time. So you have almost 2 hours to prepare. And she goes,
Oh, I'm so glad you guys can make it. Are you guys gonna try cooking something with me?
Yes.
I will be here to try, but I have never cooked for myself.
Are y'all gonna be making something each one of you, or are y'all just gonna work together to make one thing?
Candace, why don't we work together?
I agree.
Grandma, do you have any potatoes?
Oh, I sure do, sweetie. They're right there in that sack on the floor.
she points over at the sack of potatoes.
Fuck yeah, let's make some french fries.
You
You never had french fries?
I'm like, you hand me a potato and I'm just holding it. Like, I don't know what to do.
I finally make it to the room and stumble in and make my way to a seat.
I found the beer.
Oh, I found something better!
Glad on it, buddy. I asked Granny if I find a mortar and pestle.
Oh yeah, I got that just right here in the cupboard.
And she opens this cupboard and kind of digs through a pretty chaotic looking cabinet, but she's able to find a mortar and pestle layered underneath some like bowls and plates and stuff, pulls it out and hands it to you.
You have a couple potato peelers in there?
Oh, I sure do.
Again, reaches into the same spot, same deal, and pulls out a potato peeler and hands it to you.
Okay, I hand it to you, Candace.
And I take mine and I just stab it into the potato like a voodoo doll.
No, that's not how you do it.
I don't know
Animal.
what I'm doing. I
So
come.
I take the potato and I take the peeler and I show you how to do it. And then I hand it back to you.
And I huff and puff and sigh and have the hardest time doing this to where my potato looks so bad. Chunks are missing out of it, like huge chunks.
And
Okay,
Bobby, are you going to be cooking anything, or are you just going to be drinking this? Okay. Let me know if you keep drinking that one particular beverage as you get to like 50%, 75%. Just let me know as the drinking's coming along. Okay.
All right.
And then Maple, you have the mortar and pestle now. What are you? What dish are you trying to work your way towards? What are you doing over there?
I'm making a dip.
Is there syrup in
And
it?
so, no.
Mm.
And I reach into my bag and I pull out 15 good berries and I put them in there and I start
Oh my god.
I just start going to town. And once it's like a real fine, like jelly kind of, sticky mess, I just take a little sprinkle of sugar, plop it in there. I go, done. And I walk away.
Fantastic. Are you gonna go hang out with Bobby?
I'm gonna go try and talk to him coherently, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Okay. Real quick, I'll hand it back to Iramir and Katniss. How the potatoes going along?
I've peeled 10 potatoes for every one that Katniss has peeled.
I'm sweating. I'm sweating horribly and like almost in tears because I'm so frustrated.
Wait, all potatoes are peeled and now I start cutting them. And then I tell you to take some, what would they use? Like beef fat and put it in a pan. Would that work as like an oil?
Sure.
I'm not a cook.
Hell
So-
yeah.
Um,
I mean, but
you ask Grandma Sparkles. She's like,
Well, we gotta make do with what we got around these parts. Especially with not getting our shipment like we were supposed to. So I reckon that'll work. I've done something similar before, and it turned out all right.
Perfect. Me and Grandma freaking start whipping up these french fries. Candace, you're just watching.
Okay, yeah. I go. You tell me to grab the pan, and I grab a bowl.
Okay, our French fries are done.
Okay, great. So we got French fries, we got good berry dip, we got a drunk barbarian. Bobby, what's your progress on the special alcohol right now?
I'm about halfway through the glass now.
Go ahead and make me another Constitution saving throw.
This could have been like a Bobby Flay moment, but no, you're getting drunk instead. Just saying.
This Bobby doesn't know who Bobby Flay is. Shockingly, this one's even better than the last one by 1 point.
That will do it. You definitely feel very drunk. This might be the drunkest you've ever felt, if you could believe it. It's almost a miracle that you're not dying of alcohol poisoning, let alone standing up straight still. And you feel even a little bit stronger than before. You now have a total of +3 to your strength stat.
Ooh.
That is insane.
How are you alive?
I am a golden god!
I'm giving him that we listen and we don't
No.
judge face, which is clearly judging him for his drinking.
Okay.
I see him yelling, "I'm a golden god," and I kind of turn around and go back to the kitchen.
Iramir, do something.
I am just gonna let him live his life. He's basically dying.
Actually, you make a very good point. Maybe he will cause himself pain. I will
There you
let him
go.
be.
He'll probably fall down some stairs.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I did forget to mention that, Bobby. You do have disadvantage on anything involving dexterity, really, at this point.
Nah, it's fine for Bobby.
And right now, it doesn't matter, but if you were to save this alcohol for later and try and replicate its effects, you would also have potentially, well, I'll just go ahead and outright say, you will have disadvantage on any attack rolls because you're essentially seeing doubles, if not triples, of all your enemies. So it's very hard for you to figure out which of these swaying creatures in front of you is the real thing you're trying to attack. So it does come with some negatives to it.
Gotcha.
That's a big negative.
Yeah, but I mean, if he hits it, it's going to hit like a truck with +3 strength right now.
Damn. Okay.
All right, that is pretty much right on time for our scheduled end time. So we're going to go ahead and end the session for tonight. We have French fries prepared for this feast. Time has kind of passed since you guys finished making all this food, and as Bobby's kind of making his way through this drink. So it's like right before dinner's starting to start. We're gonna start next session with people pouring in and putting their dishes down, and getting ready to eat. And yeah, that's where we're gonna leave off for now.
Drunkest barbarian anyone has ever seen.
Oh my god.
Okay, real quick before we leave. Tell me Milo doesn't sound like Roz from Monsters Inc. I clocked that immediately.
God,
You
yeah.
guys are literally on the same page as me when I make these voices. That's the first thing I thought. I was trying to think of like some kind of like crotchety like old woman voice, and that was the first thing that came out. I was like, dude, this is the Monsters Inc. girl.
We're
Mike
watching.
Yeah,
Wazowski.
I put it.
We're watching.
I put it in the chat of the VC.
Watching. I did see that.
And then for the homebrewed alcohol, have you guys seen Parks and Rec?
I haven't seen Parks
Yeah,
and Rec.
I have, but I'm not sure which part.
It's when they do the drink off, and Ron's mom brings her homebrewed corn mash alcohol. That's exactly what I pictured as soon as you said it.
Can you put that in the D&D chat, because our chat stuff won't stay once we get out of the channel, because the channel will disappear.
Yes. I can.
I love it.
So we have it for the gigs.
The kick is.
Okay, so when we come back, we have all of our health points, right? And all of our spell slots are open from the long
Yeah.
rest? Okay.
Everybody took a long rest, even the players that aren't here tonight. Including Zalen. We're going to see Zalen when he was hiding. He fell asleep for a long time because he was so exhausted, and he got the full benefits of a long rest because he was hiding so well. Nobody found him to disturb him. So everybody's going to be full HP, full spells, French fries, good berry jam or dip, and a whole bunch of other good food. And yeah, partake in some revelry perhaps, like Bobby.
Love it.
Bobby.
Thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
I love
Yeah, man, I'm
Casper.
glad you could join.
I'm gonna stop
I haven't-
recording.
I haven't played a spellcaster in a while, so I'll be a bit rusty come